Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Rise of Tiamat actual play homebrew campaign. We're here with Chris, Rebecca, and Nick. Say hi.
Hi.
So joyed to be here. We are in the final stages of our campaign as the party plots their final assault on the Well of Dragons in the Imperial City. They had just returned to Waterdeep, and they last time they were discussing the battle strategies and tactics that they would be using, they would be organizing with their allies. So I believe for you said that for Hornblade, you wanted them to have give you access to abjuration spells for one encounter. So what you can do is you can call in one of the wizards to cast on your behalf as your action. Call it an abjuration spell of 3rd level or higher. What was that? Actually, what would be no? Oh, sorry. 5th level and lower. It's gonna be 5th level and lower. So you can have them call in, let's say, a counter spell. It would be their reaction. So if you, but that way you can use it when you need it. Let's see. For Amelia Haven Tree, you have the option of either having an inside agent or 3 bardic inspirations for a single encounter. So that could be, for instance, for the inside agent, you get into an encounter and you can choose one enemy in that encounter to be a secret agent of Amelia Haven Tree. I should point out they cannot be boss characters. For instance, oh no, Rathmundar is our secret. No, it's not that's going to happen. It has to be it cannot be a story character. But for instance, let's say one of the mages that is with Rathmundar, for instance, holy heck, was a Harper agent this whole time, or just a NPC that basically flips sides on the enemy, and you can use it for one encounter, or you could have 3 bardic inspirations and they're at a D10.
What do you guys want? Secret agent, bardic inspiration.
I like that secret agent.
Yeah, the secret agent.
All right, so you got the secret agent. You have the abjuration spells for one encounter.
Metallic dragons.
The metallic dragons, they have been operating interference. You have stationed some of them with Lady Silverhand to protect Waterdeep.
Right. Okay.
You had sent some to work with the Zentarum to protect the trade routes. You had sent some to Amelia Haven Tree and Elosin for information gathering. And you had sent some to Onthar Frum for enforcement. However, this means that the other ones, the other members of the council, did not receive draconic reinforcements, and they are weakened at this point. When you get back to, you've heard rumors, and in the hours before the council, that the Empire has engaged a number of skirmish tactics to try to weaken the free kingdoms in order to prevent a counterattack as they withdraw their forces. So most of the main forces are withdrawing, but they're leaving behind guerrilla soldiers in order to sabotage the places they've left and to sneak into various cities and to, in fact, one rumor you've heard is that somebody was caught trying to poison a well here in Waterdeep. So yeah, it's they were caught. There was I believe it was one of the members of the Order of the Gauntlet had caught the person and had taken them in and subjected them to Zone of Truth spells, as is their way for interrogation. The person, however, has remained silent. They are not speaking. They do not have a spell high enough to make them gibber their heads off. So,
What spell would we need?
probably some type of illusion spell. Do you have any? Can you personally contribute to anything?
We could beat them up.
Otherwise, it's best to leave it to other people that have the resources.
Okay.
I could frighten them.
They got. I mean, the Order of the Gauntlet has some pretty scary folks too.
Yeah, I'm sure Smite turns to Tegra and says, I'm sure they already beat the shit out of him.
Well, they did. There was some protest by the Harpers about it because the Order of the Gauntlet. I mean, they can be rather thuggish.
Yeah, we don't hold back.
Yeah, so there's still tension between the factions for these kinds of reasons. They all want the same goal, but how they go about it is very different between them, or even their purpose. For instance, like Nightshade. I mean, if it hasn't come across already, you know that she has ulterior motives. I mean, for her actions. Yeah, she doesn't want Tiamat here, but there's no telling what they're going to do afterwards.
All right, so we need to go speak with some other people.
Sir Istival commands a brigade of Cormanther Knights. Let's see. They are particularly well suited to dragon slaying.
Yeah, let's bring them down.
I don't have the exact features pulled out yet. You'll still need to talk to Onthar. Onthar has some features that he can give you in the final battle.
Yeah. Definitely talking to Onthar.
But, yeah.
It's my faction.
All right, so who's going to go talk to Onthar?
Smite, for sure. Check in. Maybe cry about Aldous a little bit.
All right, so you go in and you can see that Onthar is sitting on his bed with his hands clasped. You see that he is in his light armor. You see he is wearing a leather vest with a studded leather vest. He doesn't these days. He doesn't like being anywhere without any kind of armor on. Mm-hmm. He's not in his usual plate mail, however. As you knock on the door, he looks up and you step into the room. And his face, which was originally a mask of consternation, softens as you walk into the room. And he says, Smite, I heard you had gotten back.
Indeed, we made it back, but by the skin of our teeth. I died again, Onthar.
Again, huh? Well, it's a good thing that... it's a good thing we had the resources to bring you back. I mean,
yeah.
With those spells, time is of the essence. If you don't get to somebody quickly, it doesn't matter. Like,
you're telling me I wasted 600 diamond dust on some guy in Xanthar's tower.
Yeah, it's not cheap, and even when you can do it, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I wonder if maybe Miliax wouldn't still be with us if I had gotten to him in time.
Well, you know,
it plagues me, Smite.
His God called him home.
I hope so.
He is with Lathander.
We could sure use Lathander's help now. Anyway, tell me, what news do you bring?
Oh man, so much. So yeah, I can never use Hazaron again. I learned all this crazy stuff. So yeah, he's totally terrible, evil, and like trapping souls and stuff. So I can't use him anymore. I have to somehow redeem myself in the eyes of Kellenvor.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but you know, as far as Tiamat's concerned, we got some black dragons or metallic dragons, and they're gonna help you out.
Yes, they had already sent an envoy earlier explaining the situation. Melindrak and Bronanvil are not pleased to hear about that.
Why is that?
You told them that they'd have to make concessions.
Well, I mean, don't we all?
I understand it that the dragons are demanding a formal apology from King Melindrak.
Well, he kind of owes them one, don't you think?
Well, it would seem you're going to need to talk to him about that. You'll probably have more. Probably have more luck, more success speaking with his son.
Yeah,
rather than him directly.
You know, my colleague, no relation. Hopefully, he talks to his son and can straighten it out.
Yeah, so no relation probably be the best person to talk to.
There you got a relationship with him.
Yeah, basically, Lagarthus would be the one that you need to speak to about that. He does not. I should point out he does not have a voting seat on the council, but he can be very influential over his father, which can help you out greatly.
So we're going to talk to him now. I need to know, what can the order do for us? We are about to assault the Well of Dragons, and
yes, I know.
Yeah. What are we going to do?
You know I'm with you, Smite, but what makes you think that we're going to even make it out of this alive? What makes you think that we're going to win the day? I don't know. With all the things going on, Aldos betraying us the way that he did, and Raven Guard dead, Baldur's Gate lost.
Well, Anthar, snap out of it, man. Snap out of it.
All right, so this is the check that you need to make in order to get this boon. You need to encourage him. Now, before you actually make the check, you have to role play it.
Okay. So, I like grabbing him. I'm like, Anthar, snap out of it. You know, whether we live or die through this is irrelevant, but we will win the day.
Is that what you tell him?
Yeah, I said, with positive attitude and with all the help that we've got already and all the strides we've made, victory will be ours.
Okay. So make me a charisma check. Just a straight up charisma check.
That'll be a 20.
All right. You're good. So I'm going to roll a D10 and add 10, and that's going to be your difficulty level.
All right.
16. So you make it. He looks up at you. You can see the partially burnt eyebrow where Gila Tornox had sprayed him with acid the first time they met, and he says, "God, I wish I could have your youthful optimism." All right, Smite. If it's to be done, it's to be done. So he starts laying out the order's battle strategies and their strengths and weaknesses. From this, you are able to determine that you could, if you so wish, call in a contingent or call in a squad of Order of the Gauntlet to basically waylay an encounter. So you can skip an entire encounter by handing it off to Anthar and his troops. I should point out that these encounters get increasingly more difficult and less likely they are to survive. So you could, if you wish, skip a more difficult encounter if you're not up to the task, and Anthar will jump in your place.
And possibly,
but the higher up, the deeper in you go before you use this boon, the more likely he's not going to make it. So you could basically use it to skip an easier encounter and go straight for the more difficult ones. Or if you're in a bad way, you could have Anthar take your place at the next encounter so that you can recover a bit before you move on to the next one.
All right.
Or you could, they could say, give your party a blessing. you would be under the effects of a bless spell for one entire encounter. Or you could receive a benediction and add 1d4 radiant damage to all of your attacks for one encounter.
Okay, and I can use this.
So this is for the party to decide. Which one do you guys want?
What do you want?
Do y'all want to skip an encounter, have bless, or have the 1d4 radiant damage?
I guess skip it.
Skip the encounter entirely?
Or skip it or bless, I would say.
Let's bless.
Let's skip it.
Bless gives you plus 1d4 to your attacks and your saving throws. And what this does, this gives you the effective bless for every member of your party for the entire encounter without needing to make concentration saves. So you just have it.
If we skip the encounter, do we get the XP?
No.
It's actually, the thing is, at this late in the game, it's not going to matter that much. In the final battle, you have what you bring. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, because the reward for completing the final battle is you survive and the world isn't destroyed. So that will be your XP.
Yeah. All right. So what do y'all want to do? Bless?
Rebecca wants to bless. I think we should skip it.
Yeah, I think we should skip it because I can
get
just
it before so you can die slower.
Okay.
Or
All right, skip it. Whatever.
All right, so that's the choice for Onthar, is you can skip one encounter entirely. It can be very powerful. It can be trivial. It depends on which encounter you use it on, and it could kill Onthar. So there's that.
Well, his sacrifice will not be in vain.
Yeah, well, you convince him to go in and die, so he'll do it.
That's so horrible if he gets killed.
Death
You're
is
gonna die, but you'll save the day.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, totally awkward.
After he tells me all this, I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "Look, Onthar, remember, legends never die." And then I walk away.
He says, before you go, however, we'll need you to spend some of your time training the recruits at the chapter house. There have been a number of young men and women that have joined the Order of the Gauntlet in anticipation of this battle. We need you to spend some time there.
So I'm walking away, my back's to him, and I kind of stop and I turn to where he can see my profile and I smile a little bit and I say, "I'm on my way."
So yeah, so that's we'll actually get to that scene in a little bit.
Go beat up on some rookies.
Basically, is you'll spar with them.
Ooh.
And that will help determine some of your probabilities of success later on.
Mhm.
How well do you train them?
You're going to learn today.
So when you actually do use that skip one encounter, whether or not they die will be dependent upon how well you train them in one of these scenes. All right, so who wants to go next? Nick or Rebecca?
I'll go.
All right. Who? Let's see. You could go. You could go to Rian Nightshade, or you could go to Delan.
I already went to Rian Nightshade. What's the deal with Delan?
Delan is a member of the Emerald Enclave. He is the representative for that group. Let's see.
Nick should talk to that person, right? Aren't you?
It will definitely flavor your encounter. Somebody you could talk to would be Braun Anvil. You guys hit it up pretty good last time. Or you could go to Sir Ishtaval.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to. Is it Braun Angle? Is he a troll? Not a troll. A dwarf?
He's a dwarf. Braun Anvil is a dwarf from. He's the son of Bannock Braun Anvil, a former king of Mithril Hall. Conrad, which is Bron Anvil's given name, is represents the dwarves of the north, including Citadel Adbar and Citadel Felbar.
And what can they offer us if I go and convincing?
You don't know. You haven't talked to him yet.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna roll over there and talk to him.
All right. Let's see. So you go in and you can hear him yelling at somebody inside. You hear the phrase, "Those damn dragons."
Okay. So I just kind of burst in.
Boom. And you see that he's pointing to one of his attendants. He looks over his shoulder and he says, "Ah, Tagwin. Yes, I've been meaning to talk to you. Have a seat, please."
What's happening?
Well, it turns out that some of the metallic dragons are withholding their aid until we reconcile some grievances that they brought up. Care to elaborate?
Yeah,
I understand that you had a hand in this.
Those metallic dragons, they're super emotional. And they
You're telling me they just need to get the hell over it.
Well, they are pretty powerful. We do need their help. And we kind of have another situation with some elves going on with that too, because they have they're requiring, get this, they're requiring an apology from someone, a face-to-face apology before they'll help us, which I think is kind of, it's like put your big girl pants on. It's kind of being a sissy, but we have tough times and we got to do what we got to do. So what do they want you to do? I got a lot going on. Just refresh me. What did they want you to do this time?
They claim that a number of our artifacts, our treasures, in fact, belong to them. They're demanding that they be turned over. This stuff happened hundreds of years ago.
Scandal.
Yeah, I got some braces of defense, and one of those dragons was kind of wearing me out about giving them back because one of her lovers,
You too, huh?
hundreds of years ago, gave that to her. Like it would matter. She's a dragon. Why does she need a brace of defense?
I don't understand these creatures.
So we kind of have to all make some sacrifices. So if you could just kind of smooth it over and give back whatever it is, I'm sure we could probably sort something out. Because hopefully we'd all like to live through the end of the world. Because we got to go kill Tiamat if they raise Tiamat. So I think we got to put our priorities in line.
I don't know. I still don't see what they. I still don't see what good they'll do to hand it back over. And the armor's not even fit for them. They can't wear it. It's dwarven sized.
They just like little shiny objects, and it's almost like they want to lord it over people and say, they're going to have their way. It's really trivial, but you got to be a bigger person.
Make me a wisdom insight check.
Because I'm 6'3", and he's a dwarf. Get it?
You tap him on the head.
Wah wah.
You got to be a bigger person. I'm horrible at this. 5.
Okay. You thought you saw an expression pass on his face, but it's nothing. Maybe he just had gas. No, keep going.
Do you think you can give those back just so we can move forward with our battle plan?
Impossible. They're heirlooms of my people's history.
How about this?
Impossible.
If they're heirlooms of your people's history, why don't you get some skilled craftsmen to kind of make copies of them, and y'all keep the copies and put them in a museum, and you can say that you gave the originals back to the dragons, to fight against the Empire of the Dragon and to gain a victory. Won't that be a great story? And won't all of your people rally behind you with that?
Interesting.
Make me a charisma check.
You know, that's that your major one too.
Yeah, that's great.
I should point out that the dragons. Well, yeah, if you can get them to hand them back over.
I'm awful with this. 5.
And he says, "No dwarven knee will kneel before this disgrace."
You don't have to kneel. You're helping the greater good. What good is it to have that
It's a problem. It's a problem there. So what you get is this: is he's stubbornly objecting to this. So at this point, since you know that you could either you can pick one ally or the other at this point. Yeah, you can have the I believe it was the aid of the silver dragons or of the dwarves.
Silver dragons.
I'd rather have dragons than dwarves.
Yeah.
All right.
But the dragons won't help unless we get this bronze armor or whatever they want.
And he says, sorry. All right, so make me an intimidation check then.
Oh, I should be good at that.
And so what are you going to say to push, because to push that he hand over these artifacts?
Do it or we'll take it.
Something to that effect. If you're going to intimidate him, you're going to basically put him out, put him off, but you'll get the you'll get what you want out of him if you make the check.
I just want to say that him not giving us this stuff could mean life or death for everyone. His family, his lands, everything is this.
You've already tried persuasion. You got to go with intimidation.
I will not allow you to.
You got to.
I will not allow you to compromise my mission.
Yeah, and
you
scream
got to threaten him now. Persuade. You've already tried persuasion. That's not going to work.
Crush his head like a grape.
There is another option that comes to mind. You could lie to the silver dragons.
No, that's never a good idea.
Yeah, because they have. Yeah, you can try that. You could be try to come up with use a forgery, and try to pawn it off on the silver dragons.
Be like, look, you're the only one in the council that's being a dick about this.
You're the only holdout. Everybody else is making apologies to dragons and giving up.
Make fun of him.
We'll bring the whole fucking Waterdeep down on his head.
Okay, so I got a 15 for my intimidation roll.
I rolled a 5 on the dice, so that's a 15 is what you needed. So you insult him. He looks at you, stares at you, says, "Fine, I'll hand them over."
That's a good.
I see where the loyalties of this council lies.
We all want to live.
Yeah, survival.
Says the guy that basically used the persuasion to convince Onthar into a suicide run.
Yeah. For the greater good.
For the greater good. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so you will have the Silver Dragon's aid, and you will be able to call upon their help during the final battle. They can offer you to transport resources into the combat. They can intercept incoming chromatic enemies, and that's really about the two things that they can do. Or they can, I suppose, there's one more thing they can probably do. They can polymorph. Let's see. How would that really be helpful, though?
Themselves?
They polymorph.
They can polymorph themselves into a humanoid form.
So they can transport what? Like a shit ton of goods or supplies or something?
Yes. Basically, what you can do is you can have the equivalent of a short rest in between two encounters.
Okay.
Because if you bring them in with the silver dragons, it's less likely that the resources will be destroyed. So between two encounters, you'll have enough time for a short rest. It's the equivalent of a short rest, basically.
That'll work.
A short rest per day, but you get the same benefit.
All right, who's next?
Nick, which one do you want to pick? You still got you got a couple of them.
You gotta go talk to that dude.
I got
Talk to the Druid King.
I got to talk to the dude's son.
Yeah, you get
So what was going on with? Turns out that the armor that the dwarves were keeping was actually made out of the hide of dragons.
Nice.
Metallic dragons, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should give that shit back.
And Ilya, also known as Ankatharlos, whatever the heck that name is. The metallic dragons, having long memories, they still hold the dwarves responsible for basically the hunts. The dwarves used to go on hunts, like a fox hunt, but for dragons, and they would wear their skins as a matter of cultural pride as they sewed them into armor.
Great.
So yeah.
Hey, let me ask you something. Can I cast polymorph on Gil to make him human?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, nice. I wonder what he would look
would you like to try? Actually, if you want to try that beforehand, you can do that now. You guys. So where are you guys? Tell me where you guys at that you want to try this out at.
All right, we're just hanging out. Like, all these people are trying to do all this bureaucracy crap that drives me insane. So I was like, Gil, for old time's sake, let's go on a hunt. And so I'm going to be a giant eagle, and Gil's going to be dragging. And
all right, so he just kind of nods and grunts, and he takes off into the air.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to teach him stuff because he's still a kid to me. And
he's 7 years old. No, he's 8 years old now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in dragon years, I'm sure that's like.
Yeah, he's really young still as far as dragons are concerned.
Yeah. So I'm trying to teach him and make him better. And in part of the teaching, so we're done like hunting, and I'm going to be like, you need a lesson in understanding the enemy. We have a great battle up ahead of us. And I believe the best way to understand your enemy is to walk in their shoes. And I'm going to turn him into a human and try to teach him how to spar as a human. So
when you reach out to touch him, he flinches back away from you.
I was like, trust me.
What are you doing?
Trust me. This is a learning experience. Do you trust me?
Make me a persuasion check.
He has to trust
Actually,
me.
Just a straight, like, make it just a straight up charisma check.
Charisma. I don't think I have charisma. You ain't got none. Nope. 16.
The DC was 14. So he says, "Well, to be honest, I've still got some mixed emotions about all this. I know we've been out, and don't get me wrong, but that was a lot of time. 7 years was a long time."
I know. I'm gonna make it up to you.
He flexes his wing. He says, "In some ways, you already have. I mean, all right. What's your idea?"
You got to spend some time walking in the enemy's shoes.
And what does that mean?
Let me show you.
All right. He holds out his claw.
Okay. He has polymorph on him.
Okay. So all right. So what species do you polymorph him into?
What? A human.
Okay, human. So he shrinks down, and he's buck naked. And
I should have traveler's clothes with me or something.
You throw them at him, and he looks down. And he says, "What's this for?" And you can see that he is he appears to be a 24-year-old young man with short black cropped hair, and he's got just like emerald green eyes. He's got one scar over his eye that didn't seem to quite polymorph all the way.
Okay. All right.
And he looks down and he says, "Oh, I'm squishy."
All right.
You throw the clothes at him, and he's like, "What is this for?"
For you to wear.
Where?
Yeah.
He starts grumbling. He starts grumbling about false skin as he pulls it over his body.
Let the teaching begin.
So what am I supposed to do now?
Okay.
Go get that dude
Well,
to apologize.
what my goal was, we're still gonna go talk to the dude or whatever, but for the time being, Gil and I spend some time. He needs to understand the limitations of that kind of form because he's going to be fighting a lot of them. So I'm going to try to teach him how to spar and whatnot.
Okay, so all right, so he's really clumsy at it. He has some skill. He has his ranks in barbarian and rogue.
Yeah.
He still has the same number. Let's see. What's a good average number of hit points for a human of 10th level or I think it's 12th level. So he's got about, let's say that he has about 50 hit points in this form.
Okay.
And he can wear armor and all that other stuff, but he doesn't have the player character levels to effectively use them. For instance, he's got 2 levels of barbarian, 2 levels of rogue, so he can wear medium armor in this form.
Okay. I'm going to try to teach him. I was like, do you see how your peripheries have changed? You can use that to your advantage against an enemy, against a human enemy when you're back in dragon form.
I see.
You see your range of motion, and I'm just going to fight with them and try to teach them and try to make them understand weak points and combat strategies against a human opponent.
Okay. Make me a wisdom history check as you are instructing him. So you see, while you're going by, so while you guys are fighting, he says, "Did you hear that?"
15.
All right. So you're doing pretty good then. He says, "Did you hear that?"
Did I?
Yeah. Make me a wisdom perception check.
Oh, I'm good at perception. 20.
You can see that there is a deer that is just entered the far side of the meadow.
Okay. I'm going to hand him the bow.
And he looks at you. He kind of scowls, and he starts running along. He starts running and sneaking along the edge of the field line.
Okay.
And from this distance, you can tell that he gets within about he manages to sneak within about 40 feet of the deer, and then he tries to spit on it.
It's an ability you don't have anymore.
Well, when he scares the deer off after trying to spit at it, he sulks back over to you, and he goes, "I know. It just feels weird." And he's gripping his hands and whatnot. He's a bit freaked out by this, but do you take him into town?
Yeah, let's go into town.
You can go to the castle.
Me and my protege.
So hijinks ensue as a dragon for the first time in human form walks around town.
Do we meet back up with him?
Yeah, if you want to. Because
I want to go.
No relation still has to go off and talk to one of the council members. So Gilatoronok snarls at dogs that start barking at him. And the owners pull the dogs away, and Yeah. So it's yeah.
I want to take Gil with me when I go talk to the guy.
Okay. Yeah, he'll go with you. So who you're going to see? Are you going to go see Melindrak, Prince Melindrak? Or are you going to go see Delan?
The prince.
All right.
The king's kind of a dick, but the prince and I are friends.
Yeah. You let him know that you've arrived. One of the attendants comes in and says, "Follow me, sir." And you go in. You can see that there are boughs of holly. There is posts of yew. There's actually quite a bit of plants in here. Ivy grows up the wall, and it seems that he's been making himself more comfortable in these quarters. Apparently, he's been spending more time here. And he says, no relation. Long time no see. And who might this be behind you?
This is this is a new member of our group.
And he says, he stands up and he walks over, he shakes your hand, he reaches out to Gilatoranox, and Gilatoranox looks down at the hand, looks over at you.
And I was like, I nod to him, like, shake his hand.
Do you nod very slightly, or?
Yeah.
Okay, and so he reaches out his hand and shakes hands with Melindrak, and he says, "My boy's got a good grip on him. You must be some kind of blacksmith, aren't you?" And and you can hear Gil mumble, "Not really."
Yeah.
What's your name, son? And he looks up and he looks Melindrak right in the eye and he says, "Gillum."
Okay. Does Melindrak know Gil's name?
He doesn't know that you've trained him. He knows that black dragons do not naturally have this ability.
No, but I mean, can he put two and two together if Gil tells him?
Let's see.
Okay.
I'm going to say that he has a +3 charisma. Actually, this would be wisdom insight. Actually, so he's got a +2. Nope, he doesn't know. He doesn't seem to catch on right away. So he says, so a student of yours, huh?
Yeah.
How long have you known the boy?
Most of his life.
Oh, really? Interesting. Well, come have a seat. I've got some news for you.
All right. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. But first, I would like to give you some news of my own, if that's all right.
Yes, go right ahead.
So we went to go parlay with the metallic dragons, and with their assistant, asking for their assistance in this matter. On the council's wishes to go talk to them, we did such, and their requirements to aid us in this battle that we are about to embark on. They wanted certain restitutions from members of the council and other humans, and the rest of my party is going to talk with some of those members that were specifically named, and I'm here to talk to you because one of them that was named was your father.
I have a feeling I'm not going to enjoy this, am I?
Well, I'm here talking to you, not to him, because unfortunately...
I understand. That's why I have a feeling I'm not going to like this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, no relation.
They want a formal apology.
Were they anywhere more specific about what they wanted an apology about? So your character would know. This would be the
Didn't they tell us?
Rage Mithril, which was a type of magic that the elves used that caused dragons across Faerun to go mad with rage.
Mm-hmm.
It was a type of magical experimentation that they were They're accused of being recklessly pursuing. They were trying to find ways to manipulate and control dragons. Some claimed it was to keep the chromatics away. The metallics did not see it that way, because they were non-specific as to what kind of dragons it affected, either because they couldn't control it or wouldn't control it.
Okay.
It's been a while since it happened. About
what was that magic called?
Huh?
What was that magic called?
The Draco Rage Mithril.
Draco Rage?
Draco Rage, yes, as in a raging dragon.
Draco Rage Mithril.
When you say that, the slight smile parts from his lips, and he looks at you with a very steely gaze, and he lets out a breath and he says, "Whew, well, I expected it was going to be something. That's going to be very difficult to get my father to agree with. Even I don't agree with their observation of it, but if that's what is required to pull these factions, I'll support you in it. But my father is not going to be quite so admissive."
Right. Well, the rest of my party, as well as myself, we're under the impression that the benefit of having the metallic dragons on our side trumps any short-term embarrassment or restitution to make them happy to give us this aid.
Very good. All right. Make me a charisma check. And this sounds like persuasion, so yeah, you can actually no, yeah, give me persuasion on this particular one.
Yeah, I don't know persuasion. 13.
13? And he says, "Okay, well, let me talk to my father about this matter. I'm gonna need to find him at a good time during the day. He has been having a lot of trouble coping with all the recent events. Mainly with my half-brother, Neveron. As you know, it's caused him quite a matter of grief, and realizing that his own son had betrayed him in this manner. I will speak to him on this matter, but there's something I wanted to talk to you about."
Yes, you did mention that.
I spoke with my father, and I understand that you are, in fact, a Eldritch Knight of our organization.
That is correct. Up until now, my duties have involved the council's bidding with the rest of the party that I've been traveling with. Was there something else you had in mind?
Yes. In fact, given your accomplishments, I would like to task you directly to my personal guard.
Okay. Effective.
Well, I could definitely use you for the final battle, of course.
Okay.
What do you say?
Well, what does that mean? I got to leave the group and go with his...
That's what he's asking you to do. Yeah. Do you say yes or no? It's your choice.
I don't know. I'm going to look over at Gil.
And Alagathar can't see it, but you can. But Gil reaches behind and clutches your shirt.
I mean, it was a choice I made to get his wing back. Yeah, I'm going to look back and I'm going to be like, if that's what you require of me.
Yeah, but can't you start after the battle?
I was like, I would, after all I've been through with my current party and everything, I would prefer not to abandon them at this critical moment, but I did swear an oath to you and your order if that's what you require of me.
I leave it as your choice. If you think that you would be able to better contribute to the combat with the Heroes of Skyreach, I will leave it at that. But Please consider my offer afterwards, assuming, we all survive. But I would like to see you join my personal guard.
It would be my honor.
All right, so it looks like you may have a place to go after all this. If you in fact survive the final battle, you can become the personal guard captain of the future King Melindrak.
So, like, Gil knows how I feel about organizations and such, and I don't think he knows the deal I made and like giving up all those ideals and personal feelings.
Yeah, you can tell that he's not comfortable with it.
So
not comfortable with this idea.
Afterwards of talking with the prince, I think he's gonna try to grill me with it, like what'd you do or whatever, and I'm just gonna be like,
his chest is heaving. He's looking at you very intently. He says, "Why did you do that?"
Your wing wasn't free.
And actually, make me just a straight up charisma check here.
12.
And you can see the fire kind of goes out of his eyes, and he says, "Yeah, I know what you mean."
Freedom's not free.
Yeah, well, he had to fend for himself for 7 years. He knows exactly what you're talking about. He doesn't like it, but he says, I don't think they'll let me come with you.
We'll see. We'll work it out. Let's take this one day at a time. We got way more than we can handle ahead of us.
Gil's gonna get the castle.
Yeah.
So you're like walking down a set of stair steps.
I thought we already had the castle.
I'm gonna be like,
Make me a dexterity check as you're walking down these set of stair steps. You're talking to Gil.
Make a what check?
Dexterity.
I'm gonna tell him you have enough to worry about bearing Cragmaw. Dexterity check, 15.
Okay. You nearly step on a cat that was resting on the staircase. And it spats at you and goes running off, but not before you see Gil try to spit on it.
You gotta quit doing it.
You look over at him, and you see there's a little bit of spit like dribbling down his cheek.
I just pull a rag up out of my pocket. I'm like,
it's like his stupid human form.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna tell him that this final battle, any event to take after it, might as well be 100 years from now. We just need to worry about what's ahead.
You realize that if Gil survives this, he could remember these events for hundreds of years to come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm also part druid. I could live that long too.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Eventually, if you survive long enough to get to what was it? Basically, where aging slows down.
Yeah.
Like timeless aging or something like that. Was it timeless body? I think.
Yeah, a decade is a year.
Yeah, or a decade becomes a year for you, biologically speaking. So, yeah, you could foreseeably live for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
With all the proper, as long as you don't be beheaded or something.
So that was a little bit of a sidetrack, but was there any more to the conversation with the prince?
Let's see. There was the offer to join his personal guard. You'll still need to let's see. So with that, are you going to go talk to Delan first, or are you going to talk to Delan first?
Yeah, am I talking to her? Yeah, sure.
Well,
are we going to meet at the party first?
So Melindrak, you know that the Melindrak's going to be bringing his. You succeeded. You convinced him to support you, And you know that he has Eldritch Knights. There's really not a whole lot other that he can do than provide the Eldritch Knights and of his kingdom. He can provide his personal guard. So for this, the thing is, I didn't have Malandrak's choices picked out quite as far as I had some of the other ones. I had the lands picked out, but that's why I was asking. So we'll come back to Malandrak and his abilities. All right, so so I guess we'll go around the circle again. Chris, who does Smite go to next?
Who's available?
Let's see, Delan.
Is he the knights? Is he the one with the knights?
No, Sir Istam. Well, Delan is the Emerald Enclave representative. Delan Winterhound.
Let me go to Ishtar. Do we need, or Istival? Do we need to talk to him?
Yes, you need to go to Istival to find out how he can contribute.
Okay. See the one with the cane that knows Millen?
Yes, he has a dragon bone cane.
Okay, so I talked to him before.
And yes, so you go in. I think last time, didn't you? No, it was the wizard that you had tea with.
Yeah.
So it's getting close to the meeting time. It's nearing midday. He has a brunch set up. He has coffee, eggs, bacon, biscuits laid out. He has a small bowl of gravy, and he invites you down to sit down and partake in a meal with him.
I do that.
He pulls out a knife and picks up a big chunk of lard and smears it on the biscuit, and he starts munching on it. And it says, Smite, what can an old soldier like myself do for you?
Well, what are you thinking about this final confrontation that is inevitable?
I do agree it is inevitable. However, I am something of between a rock and a hard place here.
What's that?
You know that I come from Cormyr, right?
Right.
It is a land way out to the east near the Moon Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, however, they don't see this they don't see the Empire as a threat. I've told them again and again about the problems. They didn't want me coming here in the first place. They felt that we'd be giving away state secrets. Foolishness, I told them.
That is foolishness because nobody is safe from the threat of Tiamat.
If I had something I could send back to them, some kind of proof that this threat is real, that they really can summon Tiamat, I think that would persuade them to send their soldiers.
Well, what proof do you require? Like a physical object?
My friend, I do not require proof. I will be there.
Yeah. So is your word not sufficient to inspire these people?
I'm an old paladin, my friend. I have influence. I have some sway, but I am no lead. I am no figurehead. I am no king. I am simply a knight.
You have those that are loyal to you?
I do have some forces that I can bring to bear on the problem, but if I could have some evidence of the Empire of the Dragon's commitment to summoning Tiamat.
Do we have don't we have like handwritten orders or
make me an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Yep.
All right, +2. 18.
All right. It occurs to you that the false blue dragon mask that you got, could prove to be sufficient for proof to show that they are collecting these masks, They are trying to rally their forces. This isn't actually the dragon mask itself, but that could be a strong piece of evidence toward the cult's commitment. If they're going to create a magic item that strong,
Okay.
simply to buy time to summon Tiamat.
So we're sitting there at the brunch table. I'm gonna push my food aside and pull out of my backpack.
Because I should point out that no one at the council knows you have this item yet. You got it from Zonthal's tower.
Right. So I'm gonna pull out paper and pen, and then I'm gonna pull out the blue dragon mask, and I'm gonna say, my colleagues and myself took this from Zonthal's tower from an inside agent working with us within the cult of the dragon. This is one of the masks that the cult will use to summon Tiamat. And I write all that
here.
I slap the blue dragon mask down on top of the letter that I just wrote, and I dictated it to him as I was writing it, those words that I just said, and I sign it Smite. And that's it.
This mask here?
I say this is actually a copy. It turns out that the Empire of the Dragon was laying a trap for us. However, we survived, and we're able to maintain this piece of evidence as to their plans.
Do you also include the information that Eladarnos disclosed before you killed him?
That everybody was...
that the Empire is withdrawing in order to summon Tiamat.
Yep, I do that too. I tell him that.
He says, I believe this might do the trick.
Yeah.
Let's see. In this case, give me a... Let's see. Do you have any skill with calligraphy? Like a calligraphy tool set?
No.
Okay, then just make me an intelligence check.
Okay, +2.
As you attempt to write a convincing letter.
19 on the die, so that's to 21.
Yes, that will be sufficient to rally the Cormanther nation or Cormyr nation to your cause. So from that, that will give you the support you need in order to give Istaval. So you can do a couple different things. You can give Istaval command of the Allied forces. Ravengard would have had that honor because of his because he was a Grand Marshal of Baldur's Gate, and due to his extensive military background. The next person to have the kind of military experience needed is Istaval. Istaval cannot fight himself. However, he can dispatch a small group of Cormyr Knights to your disposal. They don't have a lot of them, but for one encounter, you can decide to call in 3 Knights to be at your beck and command. That's 1 apiece. So you'll have an additional NPC under your command for an encounter.
Heck yeah. Well, brunch was awesome.
Yes.
Who's next?
I think it's Tagwin again.
Yes, Tagwin is next.
We only have 1 NPC left.
Let's see. I believe you already got the Remelia Haven tree, right? That was the inside agent. You need Delan. Nobody's spoken with Delan yet.
Right. That's the Emerald Enclave.
Yeah. You got Unthar from. Let's see. You have Lady Silverhand. She'll be providing. Lady Silverhand will be providing the bulk of the army and conscripted troops out of Waterdeep and the surrounding territory. So the reason you even have an army at this point is because she's sending the largest nation state or largest kingdom Well, it's not technically a kingdom, but the largest nation state military resources into the attack. So the guys better hope you succeed at this, because they're going to be left pretty much undefended afterwards if it doesn't work.
Well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter if they're undefended.
Yeah, the dwarves are going to dig in, so they're not going to be much help.
So I could talk to this Delan person then?
So yes, Delan Winterhound is a member of the Emerald Enclave. He is come to the Council of Waterdeep as the lone representative of that organization. You have seen him in some of your travels outside of the city walls of Waterdeep. He has a dire wolf, or sorry, not a dire wolf, a winter wolf by the name of Loska. A winter wolf it's the size of a dire wolf, but it is magical in nature. They are typically evil creatures. They have intelligence. They are known to ravage people. But he does not seem to be fazed by this creature. And
this one's blocked its nature.
It would seem that he has some type of bond with this creature that keeps it from killing people.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So I roll up in there and I'm like, nice doggy.
Hey, puppy, I used to have one.
Yeah. You remind me of my doggy.
All right. So would you like to go in and speak
my
with
sister?
All right. So you're going to talk to Delan?
Yeah.
Okay.
DeLong.
He's not in his room. You spend a good deal of time in the morning while the other members are off doing their other things. Like, it's basically cutting back and forth between all of you. The scene is, and you find him outside the city. Actually, you can use some of your survival and tracking skills to go and root him down. You see that he is resting in a very large tree. Down below him, the winter wolf with its sapphire blue eyes. You can see its breath. Even though this is a warm part of the day, you can see that its breath is just this fog or mist, as if it was in cold weather. Make me a nature check to see what you know about winter wolves.
13.
Okay. With a 13, you know that they are very dangerous creatures. They typically hunt in packs, however. You don't see a pack with this one. The other thing that you know about winter wolves is that they are able to basically breathe a cone of coldness. It's not as powerful as the actual spell. It's an ingrained effect in these creatures, but they have many people consider these things not beasts but monstrosities because of their magical nature. You've even heard that frost giants use these creatures as hunting dogs.
Okay, so I knew that this dude had this wolf, right?
Yeah, you start walking up and this wolf is glaring at you.
Okay, so I open up my pack and I get like a big side of like mutton.
Okay. Make me an animal handling check at advantage. Because you are a barbarian of the north. So you both know how to deal with creatures like this. And it's been probably in your family's history for a long time. Who knows?
I got
any of these wolves anywhere else?
I got an 18 on animal handling.
All right. The wolf kind of sniffs at you. It doesn't move. You toss the mutton to it. It kind of leans forward, grabs it, and pulls it back and starts chewing on it. And the wolf does not keeps its eyes focused on you. And up above you, you hear a voice says, "She likes you, you know. She doesn't trust you. She doesn't trust you, but she likes you." And you can see that Delan is up there. He's just like kicking his leg back and forth. He's got a hood pulled over his head. And it says, "So tell me, why you're a barbarian of the what was the name of? Oh, sorry, what was the name of your tribe again? Do you? So what was? So I don't think you ever picked a name for your tribe.
I never had a name to my tribe. I was just a barbarian from the north.
All right. So what is the name of your tribe?
Wind.
Wind. Okay.
The Wind Tribe.
Tagwind and Broadwind.
Wind tribe.
The Wind Clan.
Yeah, you got Tagwind and Broadwind.
He says it's so. Delan says it's strange seeing somebody, a member of the Vin clan, so far south. How did you ever find yourself here?
Well, I'm one of the heroes of Skyreach Castle. But when I was a child, a white dragon attacked our village, and my sister and I were some of the only survivors. So we escaped, and we had lives of adventure. And my sister actually lost her life in this fight to fight the Empire of the Dragon.
I don't suppose you'd be related to Lorwyn by any chance. Lorwyn was the spiritual leader of your tribe. She's an old woman. She was well versed in many of the rites and sacraments of your tribe, and you thought she had, and you're pretty sure she had died during the attack.
My sister and I, we thought we were the only people that escaped. That lady was our great aunt.
It says, "Oh, only survivor. It just so happens I met someone named Lorwyn just past week."
Are you serious? Where did you meet this person?
Oh, somewhere about there. And he actually throws a paper airplane and starts looping down, down, down. And you catch it and you open up and there's a small map where he's marked off an encampment outside of Waterdeep. And it says, I'm going to be here for some time yet. Why don't you go on and say hi to them?
I get the map and I kind of take it and fold it up.
Yeah.
My personal family is very important to me, and that's something that when if things weren't as tense and stressful as they were, and the end of the world wasn't going to happen, I would be really interested in checking that out. But right now, we have to prevent Tiamat from coming into the world and destroying everything.
All business, I see. Some point in time, you should take a day to just enjoy the sunlight. It's really very beautiful, this part of the country this time of year. Laska doesn't enjoy it very much. She thinks it's way too hot here. Don't you, Laska? And the winter wolf just grunts. Don't say that. That's not nice. And so he drops down and he starts walking with you. And the wolf, finished with the mutton, gets up and starts trailing behind you. So, tell me, what will you do with these dragons when you come across them?
Well, we have an alliance with metallic dragons, but any other dragons, except for our companion that is one of the heroes of Skyreach, if you're not with us, you're against us. So all these dragons, they're against us. They're trying to kill mankind. They're trying to kill all races except for those loyal to the Empire of the Dragon.
I understand. And you have shown restraint in the past by to keep from killing the cultists. A number of the worm speakers have come through here, and I noticed that you refrained from killing them.
You know, sometimes it's hard to, being a barbarian and, having my whole family basically killed by a dragon, it's hard for me not to have rage and just want to destroy everyone that crosses me. But sometimes you have to understand that maybe necessarily killing is not the answer. Sometimes, not that many times, but sometimes.
You are familiar. I saw the look that you gave Luska when you came up. You are familiar with the Winterwolves' reputation, are you not?
Yes, being from the north, we always had those in stories and lore. Can I ask you how you're able to keep his evil nature at bay?
You may ask. It's balance. We have a balance with nature, a balance between civilization and the raw force of nature, just as we have a balance inside our own souls. We have a balance between our primal savage natures and those of our own civilizations, of our cultures, of our people. I've seen some balance in your party, but if this war results in the death of many dragons, I'm not sure that the Emerald Enclave can get behind it with full force. We need to know that this balance will be preserved, and that after this is that we will focus on preventing Tiamat from being summoned into the world, but not a focus on killing as many dragons as possible. Yes, they are evil. Yes, they are evil creatures, but they are a part of this world like anything else.
Do you know that one of our fawn companions is a black dragon?
That is precisely what I mean. You didn't kill him, even though you know that his brethren are evil creatures. Take Luska here, for instance.
I think creatures should be based on individual actions and a basis. You're able to have peace with your winter wolf, and he is not attacking people or you.
I agree.
So he is judged to be worthy of being in society and being alive. Whereas some of these wolves will just kill with no reason.
Oh, Luska kills plenty of people, but
he has a reason to kill.
But I understand. I believe that you, among all of your comrades, understand this best. Is that there is a time for killing, and there's a time for sparing. And I hope that you will recognize this time in the final battle. How do I know that the rest of your comrades will respect this balance the way that you do?
Because we've already brought one dragon into our fold, and we have made peace with the metallic dragons as well. So if people can be reasonable and dragons can be reasonable, then everyone has a right to live. It's when you're unreasonable and you're trying to wipe societies out and crush people, that's when you gotta go.
Yes. I know that you could see the glimmer of light inside of Gilatornox, even though that his heart has been so consumed with hatred the last number of years. Even at the, I've been watching you from afar, and I could tell. Well, you guys had not been interacting with Bellin very much, so he took it upon his own initiative to, like, when you guys had freed Gilatornox from the dungeons. He apparently was watching that whole interaction. From a distance, of course, but that's kind of the Emerald Enclave. They're kind of off on the borders.
So what can you help us? How can you help us prevent this great calamity from happening. And
then he should know. He should know that we'll all act accordingly if he's been
This
watching.
calamity is bad. It's going to be bad for everyone. There are no winners with this outcome if they raise Tiamat.
Yeah. So so make me a wisdom insight check.
That would be a great unbalancing.
Oh, he knows.
I think me and this guy have a lot in common. Balance must be maintained.
Or I'm horrible at that.
Can you roll anything in the double digits today?
No.
You got a 4? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Dagwin don't care. Dagwin beats thing with sword. All right. Yeah. So yeah. What is this emotion thing that people have? Yeah. Anyway. So he explains that the Emerald Enclave can. They do not like taking direct action. They like to obviously like to preserve balance, and they like to try to minimize the casualties of this war on both sides as much as possible. That is part of that's part of neutrality. Is that as they don't want to see any side destroy the other any more than what is absolutely necessary. So he asks for your word that the survivors of the final battle will be set free. That any of the dragons that survive, any of the chromatic dragons that survive the final battle will be set free.
Ooh.
Yeah, but can't they just start the whole thing over again?
Well, it's really like Severin and the cult spurring, you know.
That's Dylan's deal. Is he wants you to preserve the dragons, preserve these creatures. After
What help can he offer? I need to know what he's willing to offer. I won't agree to that if he's.
All right. So you have the option. He can provide your party with 100 good berries between an encounter. So that is 100 hit points that you can divvy up as you wish. That is one of 3 options. The third is that he can have his he can place scouts in strategic positions and fire and so you can call in a volley of arrows during one encounter. So as an action, you can call in a volley of arrows. It doesn't use any of your own resources. Or for one encounter, he can call Lula.
What do you guys think? Is this a good
Lula
deal?
is a giant elk. She is huge. She's huge sized. Let's see. What were the rest of the stats here? I just
I
had
like
them
the
up.
good berries. 100 good berries? Shit.
Yeah, but is it worth it to leave the dragons, set the dragons free?
I don't really care what happens at the end.
Yeah,
Giant elk with its hooves deals 48 plus 4 bludgeoning damage. It has 42 hit points.
I don't want the elk to get hurt though.
Yeah.
That's like the Great Spirit.
I think the good berries should go.
Yeah, I like the good berries. 33 good berries each.
Yeah, that's 33 hit points you can recover between the encounters.
Yeah. So I'll take the good berries.
All right. So I'll mark that down. So you will have at some point. So between 2 encounters, you'll be given 100 good berries. Alrighty. And I think that let's see. I think that brings us to a close.
Oh yeah, so it's council meeting time, and then let's go fuck some shit up.
Well, I'm gonna run into the party again with Gil and stuff.
Yes. So you guys walk up. You see this. You see this rather gangly. Looks like he's like in his early 20s. He's long of limb, but you can see he's rather muscular. And he's a good couple of inches taller than no relation is. There's something oddly familiar about him.
Well, didn't we already cut up with him and through the streets?
No.
No, not no. You had suggested it, but this is when it's actually happening. Because remember, he had taken Gil with him to see Melindrak, Prince Melindrak. And so this young man is looking back and forth at all of you. And he leans over to you, no relation, and says, I don't like this anymore. They don't recognize me.
I recognize him, don't I?
Make me a wisdom insight check.
Nice.
Wisdom insight or wisdom perception.
15 on.
Yeah,
wisdom.
you recognize it's him. He's in human form.
So I talked to him in Draconic. I said, what happened to you?
And
I say back on the training exercise.
I say, that looks good. I like your scar. And then I walk past him.
Okay. He kind of looks at you over his shoulder and looks back. He looks over at you, Tagwin. He says, so?
How do you feel being a weak human?
And he says, I can see now why humans crawl around in that metal all the time. I feel vulnerable. And he's constantly looking over his shoulder. He's just on his toes. He's pretty tense right now.
All right. Are we going to training exercise some troops?
Yes. So he's some things you can do. Let's see. Tagwin, you can go visit your clan, the survivors of your clan. Smite, you can go to the Order of the Gauntlet chapter house. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right. So, who wants to go first?
I want to go with Smite on this training.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to bring him too because we need all the help we can get, and it'll help Gil out too with this new. I mean, he's training right now, so I'll tell Gil and no relation. I'll be like, hey, we got a job to do. Y'all follow me.
All right. Well, Gil will fall behind, but at this point, the spell is going to be wearing off soon. It's good for about an hour.
Even fucking better.
This is what I want to do.
He turns into a dragon in the middle of the chapter.
No, we're going
Even better.
We're gonna the same lesson I've been trying to teach Gil. All right, you gotta know and understand your enemy, kind of thing. So these troops are gonna be fighting dragons, right? So as the spell's starting to wear off on Gil, I'm gonna move the concentration off of him, and at the same time, two humans. One's gonna turn into a dragon, and another one's gonna turn into a dragon.
You can't turn him into a dragon. It doesn't work. It's got to. They're not high enough levels.
No, I'm talking about. There'll be two humans there, me and Gil, right? And we're going to be like, let the training exercise begin. And at the same time, I'm going to move the concentration off of him onto myself. He's going to revert back into a dragon, and I'm going to turn into a T-Rex that looks almost like him, like a drake.
Oh, God.
I'm going to look like a drake.
So there's screaming coming from the chapter house now.
But it's got to happen like during the training exercise. So I say, troops, shape up. This is the middle of the battle.
It's only because of your divine aura that they don't just flee the room right away.
Yeah. And I say, into your ranks. Look at your enemy.
Okay, so make me. Let's see. They don't have tactics on here. So actually make me an attack modifier check, not including any magic items. So it's just going to be your strength plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. 13.
Okay, so 13 it is. I'll record that.
Plus 9. So I had a 4 on the die.
13 plus 5?
No, a 4 on the die. It's plus 9. Strength and proficiency.
All right, but I will. So training is at level 13.
Lame.
All right, I'll keep that and I'll record that down. Let's see. So how do I want to keep going? Tagwin, are you going to go check out that spot on the map?
Yeah, I'm visiting my fam.
Yeah. So you make your way through, and you see that in a copse of trees, you can see that there are a number of tents that have been pitched in this general vicinity where Delan marked off on the map. And you can see what appears to be about 24 or so people just milling around doing chores about this area. And one of them spies you, looks like a little child, and starts running back towards one of the larger tents.
I say, hey, wait!
So you start chasing after her?
Yeah.
All right. So you run into the camp. There's a lot of murmuring and muttering as you run through the camp and into the tent. And you can see that you can see a face that you have not seen in almost 15 years. It's Lola. You thought? I mean, you can see that she's quite old at this point. She all wrinkles. And you can see that she's in her. She's not wearing her traditional robes. She's wearing a much thinner type of fabric. And she looks at you and looks up at you after speaking with the child, and her craggy face busts out into a grin, just wrinkles all over the place, and she says, Tagwin, it's been so long.
I thought all of you were dead. And how can you tell me apart from Bronwyn? You were never able to when we were children.
She gives you a scolding look, and she says, "Child, I was midwife to your mother."
We've had so many adventures, but sadly, Bronwyn is dead.
Bronwyn? How did she die?
Not very well. I can say not very well.
She says, "Come." And she sits you down. In fact, somehow they've managed to get a hold of some pheasant, which in this part is not natural to this part of the country. So they must have gone a long ways to go and get this bird and bring it back for a more traditional meal. And she says, I saw a young half-elf by the name of Delan the other day. He told me that you were here. I didn't believe him at first. I mean, there were so few of us that survived that grievous attack.
Fear not, I have avenged our village.
And she looks down at the amulet around your neck, and she lets out a soft gasp. Is that what I think it is?
Yes, it is. I destroyed that horrible dragon, Glaciel.
Glaciel's dead.
Yes.
Then perhaps we could finally return to our ancestral home in the north. This is great news, Tagwin.
I think you should go to our ancestral home. I still have one more fight left.
She says, yes. I see that you've completed your quest to retrieve the amulet, if I may. And she reaches out her gnarled hands towards you, now holding them out as to waiting to receive the amulet.
I think I need this amulet for the oncoming battle.
She smiles at you and she says, So much like your mother you are. You both were. And you and your sister come from a very long line of warriors. Your mother, your mother's mother, and your mother's mother. Why? I was just a little girl. I'm sorry. I do go on. And in fact, your grandmother and I used to have quite the wrestling matches. She beat me a few times, but I knew how to flip her on her back good. She always fell for the same tricks.
Fond memories.
She never was all that perceptive. Anyway, that's how I actually met. That's how I met my husband. And he was watching the crowd at that time, and she kind of goes on and goes on. She keeps recounting all these stories from your tribe's past and telling you about the great warriors of your tribe and the dragons they slew, and and it's actually rather refreshing. They cook up the pheasant, and Lowen complains about the stifling heat. It's about 50 degrees in this. It's about 68 degrees in this part of the country, but she still complains about the stifling heat here. She's far more acclimated to the winterlands of the north, as it were. But yeah, so she is inviting you to come back as the leader of your tribe when you get back from this final battle. She realizes that you need to be there with your companions, but now that the amulet has been restored and that the scattered bits of your tribe have been brought together over the many years that you've been gone, Lowen claims that it's finally time to reestablish the tribe.
And I pledge to return to my ancestral homeland with the amulet after the battle is won.
She pulls out a small totem, and she says a few words in an ancient tongue. She says, "You must return. I am old, and you are our tribe's last hope to carry on our traditions. When you return, I will tell you all of the tales in the ancient language. I shall pass them on to you, and you shall be our tribe's new spiritual leader. Take this with you."
I fondly look forward to that time after the Empire of the Dragon is destroyed.
And she hands you a small totem, and you see that it is of a snowcat. It's a totem of a snowcat. And it is you realize that this is a totem that is given to spirit guides in training. It would take them many years, but but young women would be given this totem as a sign of their courage, bravery, and leadership. And it is now passed to you. You figure this particular item, made out of a snow leopard's tooth, is about 500 years old.
So I take it and I say that this is my emblem now, and I tie it around my neck.
Yep, right next to the amulet. All right. So it is now time for the council. It is called to convene. And which one of you wants to speak in front of the council?
I think he's Smite do it because of his he used to represent Boulder's Gate, but not anymore because it's the murder.
You can see that Glatherstorm currently sits on the council now.
Boo.
Yeah,
I give him the stink eye.
He does not respond. So Lady Silverhand, she calls the meeting to order, and she says, "This intelligence gathered by our Harper agents, provided by Remelia Haventree here," and she nods over to Remelia, "indicate that the Empire is amassing its forces at its stronghold at the Well of Dragons. Smite, a member of the Heroes of Skyreach, has volunteered to speak and to lay out the battle strategy for the coming attack. So this is what you learn. Based off the intelligence reports, there are a number of... you find out some information about the Empire of the Dragons capital city. It is built into a volcanic caldera. This means that the actual city itself is built outside a very large network of caves and caverns. You have learned that the Well of Dragons itself is actually inside the caldera. So reports indicate that there is going to be, that they are massing their forces outside, that they are putting, so you could expect a lot of, on the very outside of the Empire, the Imperial City, they're going to put their pawns and minions, basically the fodder, out first.
Of course.
You also receive reports that the Old Guard has recently moved back into the Imperial City. So apparently, the trick that Severin played on them played out in full, even though that they were given a false mask. The information that they were able to glean off of it for the short period of time they had it convinced them that Severin could summon Tiamat, and so they eventually gave in and joined his side.
Mm.
In fact, there is one member in particular of the Old Guard that stands above the rest. Neagoth Bladelord is a undead wight who had commanded the site of the Well of Dragons for many centuries before Severin had usurped power, and is recently returned to his post. So the Old Guard is now aligned with the Cult of the Dragon. All right. You also know that you have many dragons that will be flying air support and close air patrol in the space around the Imperial City and the caldera itself. You'll need to find a way to penetrate that aerial defense. There is a grand wall that is 60 feet tall and 12 feet thick that surrounds the entire front half of the Empire or the Imperial City, which is built back into a mountainside for defensibility. So you'll have to fight. So you either have to fly into the city. You can bypass the wall by flying in, but that means that you'll have to get through the air support, basically. So you can fly in, or you can go through ground tactics and rush in on the ground and try to get past the wall somehow.
Well, luckily we all have the capability of flying.
All right. So air combat it's going to be. So that's how you're going to start out. Is going to be.
Don't y'all agree?
Invasion is going to be by air.
One of us has feather fall.
Yeah, so you don't fall to your death again. It's like, I haven't tried this death yet. Let's give it a shot.
You got those good berries?
Oh yeah, eat them on the way down.
All right. So the information you also have is that once you actually get in, that the cult will be performing a number of ritualistic sacrifices in order to open up the portal to Tiamat's domain.
Do we know what or who they're sacrificing?
It would appear they're POWs.
Oh shit!
So people they have captured from the cities that they've raided. Soldiers from Waterdeep, Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate before it fell. It could be. It's conceivably they could have over 200 people.
It's a lot of death. Yeah, that would be a great disturbance in the balance of things.
So there is the ritual chambers is one thing that you understand is going to be a problem. Also, you due to the research that was gathered by the Remnant when they went to the Northern Wastes to recover Malkath, the scholar. Malkath had provided the Remnants and thereby the Council with information about the Drakhorn. The Drakhorn is a magical item. It is about 30 feet in length, so it is a huge magic item that is used to summon chromatic dragons. And in fact, as long as the cult retains control of it, the dragons in the area will be receiving bonuses to their attacks and saving throws, as if they were under the bless effect. So until you until you liberate the Drakhorn,
and we know its location.
You know that it's somewhere inside the Imperial City itself. It is not. It's not actually in the city.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
This is off topic, but I've been meaning to ask this, and I just thought of it so I'm asking it now because I'll forget again. I took the ritual feat for my last level up, and I'm choosing wizard for my spell class for this ritual thing.
Yes.
So I can learn certain rituals at a time money cost. Does Waterdeep have that kind of resource for me to spend the gold in downtime?
Is this a feat or is this ritualistic casting?
It's the ritual casting feat. You choose a class, you get rituals based on that class. You get to choose 2 first level rituals, and then it's like 50 gold and an hour per spell level higher than that, but the spell level can't be greater than half your level.
Can't be greater than half your level. Okay. Let's see. You can find up to 5th level spells in the city.
Okay.
Find something even higher. Spells any higher than that are going to be they're either going to be secreted away or they're going to be locked up for security reasons.
Okay. So just deduct the gold and assume that I had a couple hours to do shit?
Yes. So pretty much you can go through the book and you can pick out the ritual spells that you want from the book. It'll take you pretty much the rest of your time preparing in Waterdeep, but that's something you can do, yes.
Yeah. So, okay. That's all. I didn't mean to interrupt, but that's like the 3rd time I thought of it and put it off asking. So, I don't forget.
So you know that there's going to be ritual sacrifices, and it'll be important to stop those. You also learned that you also learned about the Drakhorn, which is it's a magical artifact that is basically strengthening the dragons, and it's also as a means. It was used as the original method in which to summon all the chromatic dragons to the cult when they first formed the Empire. and it's part of the way that they are able to maintain control over the dragons so effectively. So that's one thing that you'll have to contend with.
So we need to locate, liberate the horn, and we also need to locate and prevent ritual suicide or ritual sacrifice. So
Yes.
far. Okay.
You also know that there's also going to be, you're likely to encounter Rathmandar.
Oh,
Mentor.
fucking wait.
Yes. So you know that from reports given to you by Thunderspells and by the Harpers, that Rathmandar is currently residing in the Imperial City. He needs to be there in order to orchestrate the final ceremony. So he is current. So from what they understand, he is currently making preparations.
He's on my hit list. He's gonna die.
Mm-hmm. As Bara Joss.
Oh, him too. That's the motherfucker that tricked us into that 7-year time slip.
They both did, but Asbara Joss was the person you saw run through the portal. With
Right,
the image, he had cast a phantasmal image that prompted you to all run into it. It was Rathmandar that opened the portal, but it was Asbara Joss that actually formed the illusion.
He made me lose 7 years of my life. I'm going to take 7 years out of his ass.
That's right.
Asbara Joss
Get up in it.
is running the Canton of Conformity, and they're basically brainwashing people and using mass suggestion spells throughout the city. As long as he and his network are operational, you'll be under the effects of Bane, because they are creating a field throughout the city that is basically dampening your morale. And until you confront and destroy him, that you'll continue to suffer underneath those effects.
Is Bane considered a charm?
Yeah, because I've got.
You should be immune to being charmed or frightened.
Yeah, I'm immune to that, and everybody within like 30-foot radius of me is too.
Immune to what? Bane?
Let's see.
A charm.
Yeah, what is Bane? Let's see.
Bane is not a charm. This is not a charm effect. This is not a sleep effect. This is not a fear effect.
Okay.
It is an arcane effect.
All right. Well, I got something for that.
Yeah. So confront him, kill him.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be able to remove this effect they have on the city.
We're going all Rogue One up in this bitch.
Yeah. You are invaders. You are invading the Imperial City. All right. So you understand. You also know that there is a treasure chamber. Of all the stuff that the Empire of the Dragon has stolen from the territories that they have conquered. They have hoarded them together as a tribute to Tiamat. When you had captured Skyreach Castle, or you had cleared Skyreach Castle, that wealth was apparently only a fraction of the treasure that they had hoarded for Tiamat's arrival. All right, so there is a treasure chamber encounter. So you have to do either the air combat or the ground combat encounter. I believe you guys chose air combat. Let's see.
So I'm going in on Dark Main, cast at 4th level, so it's Pegasus Dark Main.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this is like, and you can, yeah.
And can I have casted him obviously like in Waterdeep, so I'd get my long rest and shit after that?
Yeah, you'll have time. So you'll have. I'll just go ahead and you will have Darkbane for that.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Monster Manual, page 343, Assassin.
What about it?
Gil's human stats.
Oh, yeah. You could probably use that. I'll say that works.
78 hit points, armor class of 15 with studded leather, multi-attack, short swords, light crossbow, trained in use of poison.
Evasion, assassinate.
I'll say that with one change. Instead of poison damage, it's acid damage.
Yeah.
So if you polymorph him, you can polymorph him into an assassin.
Okay. Not that, I mean, we probably want him to be a dragon.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah.
He's powerful in his dragon form, but he is less conspicuous as an assassin.
I like training with them and teaching them things.
Yeah.
So how did training the troops go against?
Yeah, you just like totally
against a drake and a dragon?
Yeah.
I said there was a lot of screaming involved.
But then
Yeah,
how
but that
else
was-
did you train?
Did they learn anything?
Oh yeah, they learned. You got a 13 on that roll.
That was
Yeah,
a pretty good roll, though. That was
I just want to be known that the T-Rex doesn't. When I turn into that, it looks almost like a drake, like a guard drake on 2 legs, and it looks kind of like Gil.
Okay.
Should I have gotten advantage on that attack roll since no relation and Gil were helping me?
Scaring the bejesus out of them doesn't give you advantage on it.
They're battle hardened now. They won't.
And they saw no relation transform. They saw him in his human form first, and then they saw him transform. You know.
No, I'm just saying we did them a service because now that holy shit moment doesn't happen in battle.
That's right. It's
well, unfortunately, Gil is not an adult black dragon. He does not have a fear aura, so it doesn't have the same effect. I mean, there was a dragon that suddenly appeared out of nowhere. That got them.
I'm not trying to lobby for any kind of. I'm just saying in general.
yeah, they just got that experience.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like, I can embellish the
Professional
scene a bit
swimmers
more.
train like shooting a gun, you know, so they're used to that bang.
Yeah, well, if you like, I can go back and embellish that scene a little bit more.
No, it's
You
fine.
can go back and continue
No, it's
training
over.
after the council meeting.
It's over. It's over.
It's over. But I just think that was cool. Just 2 humans all of a sudden, and then.
And then, like, they turn into monsters.
Like right in the middle of training, and it's like, what now, motherfuckers? Woo!
And I just kind of look over at Gil, and we kind of reptilian smile at each other,
And then I jump in and start fighting. Boom.
Okay.
With a T-Rex.
Tiny arms.
All right. So, ritual sacrifices, the Drakhorn, Rathmondar, Asbara Jost, Treasure Chamber, and then the Summoning Chamber.
So if Rathmondar and what's his face is killed, who's summoning? No one.
Severin. Emperor Severin.
Oh, we gotta kill him.
It makes sense that he would probably be the one with the dragon masks.
Yeah. He is
Okay.
the emperor.
He is the emperor.
All right, this sounds fun.
So that will make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 encounters without a rest, or with only a short rest because you have the support of your silver dragon allies.
Yeah.
So this is what you have. You have for one encounter, you can have call in abjuration spells as an action of 5th level and lower. Let's see. You have from the Order of the Gauntlet. They can you can basically send them to take care of one encounter. You can skip one of the encounters. The Emerald Enclave will be providing, mass producing good berries for the troops. So you will get 100 hit points for the good berries, in addition to all the other services they provide. Remelia Haventree has an inside agent that has been slipping information. In one of these encounters, a non-storyline character or non-storyline NPC of your choice will flip. And that will be the double agent that will turn on the Empire of the Dragon in the final moments. You have the short rest from the Silver Dragons. The Lord Volmer's Devils will be joined in the battle, so that will help contribute to the outside success.
We each have a knight.
That's right. You do have the Cormyr Knights. So during one encounter, I actually wrote that down. Istaval. From Istaval, you have one knight apiece, and that is going to be that would be a knight, as in the monster manual.
And we also have Millenites
NPC that you control in addition to your main character.
What did you say about Millenites?
Well, you said that you would figure out what you were going to give us for Millenites and come back to it.
Oh, Miliax? Oh no, a Melendrak.
Yeah, you're Melendrak. Sorry.
Melendrak has the Eldritch Knights and Druids at their disposal. So let's see. Eldritch Knights.
We need more spell casting.
Yeah. You have the
Right
Abjuration.
now, we only have Abjuration. We have no other spell casting.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have some maybe some evocation. Some fireballs dropping in.
Okay. That sounds good. So we'll say that the Eldritch Knights, for one encounter, can give you you can use spend an action to have them cast Fireball.
And do they have the
Or Lightning Bolt. Fireball or Lightning Bolt.
Can they shape pockets of safety? Like we can have them drop a fireball on top of us and it'll just kill the enemies?
They are not specialized for that. That is something that wizards have. They are Eldritch Knights.
Okay.
Good try, Smiley. Good try.
It's like, yeah, I don't actually want to be hit by lightning bolt. That would be great.
Yeah. So you said we can do that. How many times?
For one encounter, you can use your action to call in.
Fireball, right?
Yeah.
To call in either fireball or lightning bolt.
Throughout that whole encounter.
You have up to 3 uses for that encounter.
Okay.
Same thing for the abjuration. You can have them call in counter spell up to 3 times during that encounter.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's fucking do this.
All right, so I'm going to take a quick break here. It's going to get a few things together, and we'll be right back.
Let's scheme while he's gone.
Okay.
Hear you.
Hey, what ritual should I get?
All right, so yeah, I've been looking.
Contact other plane.
That would be pretty good because is that the one where we can talk to the gods?
No, you can contact a demigod or a spirit of a long dead sage from another plane. If I fail a DC 15 intelligence saving throw, I take 66 psychic damage and are insane until I finish a long rest.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. If you fail and go under the effects of that, would that be considered the effects of a spell?
I don't know.
Because at 14th level, I got cleansing touch. I can touch any creature, any willing creature, and instantly end any effect of any spell effect.
A greater respiration spell can end this effect.
Yeah, but none of us have that except you, and you'd be insane.
Yeah.
But that's only if you fail.
Instant summons a sapphire worth 1,000 gold points. If I touch an object weighing 10 pounds, blah, blah, blah. I basically bind it with this sapphire, and then when I break the sapphire, I can call that object to me. Feign death. I can make something appear dead.
What else?
Gentle repose. It delays things from dying. Well, if they're dead, I can still raise dead them. It slows everything down. I already took identify. And tiny hut.
Oh, yeah, gentle repose might be good because I have revivify, and if it extends the time limit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Locate animals or plants.
What about locate creature?
That's not a ritual.
Okay. So should I actually have locate creature prepared. So should we?
I have locate object. I was thinking about if we got close, I could try to locate a mask.
And then I could try to locate Rathmundar or Severin.
Yeah.
Don't you want to get that thing that's calling the dragons in?
Oh yeah, maybe you locate object the horn, and I locate person, one of the wizards or Severin, because Severin's got the masks,
I
right?
can phantom steed. I can purify stuff. I can give us a telepathic bond.
I like the telepathic bond. I think that's going to be crucial.
It lasts for an hour, and I can do it up to 8 things. So there's 3 of us in Gil. That's 4.
Especially if we're flying.
Buvo makes 5.
And all your
Yeah, any kind of owls or direwolves or whatever you might have.
I mean, I have to ritual cast this, so I would any direwolves or anything I summoned, I would have to just relay through myself. But I'll give Bubo a direct link.
Okay. Maybe Darkmane.
Yeah. Speak with animals. A floating disc. Unseen servant. Breathing on water and water walking. Or water breathing and water walking. Do I need to know how to walk on water? I think I want alarm.
what's alarm?
Making tater. I also have Aura of Life.
So I'll take alarm just in case we decide to take like a short rest somewhere.
Yeah, we do get a short rest in one of the fights. So, what about that hut?
Yeah, I took the hut too.
Okay, cool.
Is alarm a wizard spell?
Justin commented. He's back on the chat.
When?
He had one thing.
Where?
Secret, talking about secret mission bomb.
I don't see him.
Somebody said, are you getting hyped for the call?
Alarm is a wizard spell.
Yeah, that's so weird. Alarm is?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll take alarm. Do we need to know how to breathe underwater?
I don't think so.
How about comprehend languages?
That might be good.
Yeah. They're using some fucked up language to raise the cat.
I mean, we know Draconic, but we don't know what these wizards and other people are doing, you know? They could speak like Fae or something.
All right, so, golly, this pin is broken.
You need to get that thing that's calling the dragons.
All
You
right,
need to get
so
Severin
my
and kill one or both of those other wizards.
alarm, comprehend.
Those wizards, the wizards will probably be together.
Yeah, that's gonna fuck us up.
Okay.
I think we should try to fight Rathmondar first.
So my ritual book has comprehend languages, alarm, detect magic, find familiar, illusionary script, identify, Tiamat's, or not Tiamat's, what's his name's tiny hut, the telepathic bond.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
All right, real quick, I would point out that as you're preparing for this final battle, you will be level 15.
Ooh.
Why are you, like,
What do I want to take a level in?
should I take a level in fire or level in barbarian?
Damn. Just at this point, this will probably be the last level you get, so take whatever is going to get you the most right now.
Yeah.
Well, I get 5th level druid spells if I get 9th level druid.
That might be pretty nifty. Are there any specific 5th level spells that we can use?
Well, for being Circle of the Land druid, I get
Level 15. Man.
I would get Commune with Nature and Tree Stride, or being a Forest druid.
Fifth level spells. And if I went fighter, if I took a 7th level in fighter, if I get a cantrip, I could also make a weapon attack.
I think having the 5th level spells might be better.
Yeah. How often? Well, I mean, is it healing word a cantrip?
Because then I could get greater restoration.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a barbarian and a fighter, on a fighter 5th level, you get extra
It
attack.
does not stack.
It doesn't stack right. Well, that's stupid.
Found it.
I might as well just put in their level of barbarian. Because I don't really get anything to be a fighter.
Okay. Oh, I could do reincarnate. I could bring you back, but we would roll on if you would come back as like a gnome or whatever. Hello?
It would be helpful, I'm sure.
Yeah, do reincarnate.
It's I mean, if you don't have raise dead, that's something that you can use in place of raise dead.
Oh, I could learn awaken and get as a group.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that that reincarnate does more than just raise dead. What level spell is that?
It's a 5th level spell.
You touch a dead humanoid or a piece of a dead humanoid. Provided the creature has been dead no longer than 10 days, the spell forms a new adult body for it and then calls a soul to enter the body. So even if your brain is missing, and you can still use this spell. I will roll a D100 and inform you of your new life. This new creature recalls its former life and experiences. It retains the capabilities it had in its original form, except it exchanges its original race for the new one and changes its racial traits accordingly. Huh. So you could wind up being a halfling. Yeah, okay.
So you want me to learn reincarnate?
It'd be a good one.
That sounds fun.
I can also learn master wounds, so I'm not limited by the staff. The staff gives me a couple of those, but now I can know it and do a couple more. Scrying. You can see or hear a particular creature you choose that is in the same plane as existence. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target, sort of physical connection you have with it. The target knows you're casting the spell. It can fail the saving throw voluntarily if it wants to be observed. On a successful save, the target isn't affected, and you can't use the spell against it for 24 hours. On a failed save, the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target, and you can see or hear through the sensor. So we can try to spy on people?
You can. It's a scrying spell. However, there are magical artifacts that can be made to ward scrying effects, which is what Thunder Spells has informed you is going on with Wrath Mondar. He has an item that prevents him from being directly scryed.
How much help do I get?
Or the general area around him from being scryed.
How much?
14. So yeah.
That's my health.
I can't do that. Oh, the fuck?
What now?
Rebecca's house.
I got Soul of Vengeance.
Soul of Vengeance?
Soul of Vengeance.
Relentless rage.
What do you get for being 10th level barbarian? Or 11th level, I mean.
Relentless rage.
What is that?
You keep fighting even if you have grievous wounds. If you drop to 0 hit points while you're raging, you don't die outright, you can make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. If you succeed, you drop a 1 HP instead. Each time you use this feature after the first, the DC increases by 5. When you finish a short or long rest, the DC resets to 10.
Alrighty. I'm ready to get this party started. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, over the preceding weeks, you gather your forces and you begin marching southwards towards the Well of Dragons, the Imperial City. Passing by the road on either side, you can see increasing signs of death and decay as you near closer and closer to the warren of the Empire. Little remains in the territory surrounding the Well of Dragons, and off, way in the distance, you can hear the constant drone of the Drakhorn, as has forced animals to flee or have driven them mad. A handful of villages in the area are blood-stained ghost towns, and every farmstead is a charred ruin. What few survivors you do encounter on your journey with the armies are all moving in the opposite direction. These wearied and haggard survivors glance fearfully upwards into the sky for any shape or telltale sign of a dragon wing. All right. Let's see. You said you want to fly in, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. So everybody, roll me a wisdom survival check. Then roll me a stealth or dexterity stealth check.
Okay, if we're trying to be stealthy, can I have pass without a trace up?
Yeah.
So we get a 10.
Wisdom survival is 25.
Yes. If you fly close together, you can use pass without a trace to make yourself look like you're a cloud or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just rolled 2 20s in a row, dude. 2 fucking 20s in a row. 19 on the deck.
Too bad. You could use those crits later.
I
Plus
know.
10.
17 for survival.
Okay, survival. I got a 14 to survival. And my stealth is at 18 with pass without a trace.
Okay, that's gonna be fun. All right. Did anybody score underneath a 15 for your wisdom survival?
I would.
How close was it?
What? Nothing? What did I
14.
Or 14?
14.
Okay, 14. And there's you said that Chris, you said you got a 20.
25.
25?
With proficiency bonus.
Well, let's see what Gil gets. He has to sneak too. He's got a +10 for your pass without trace, correct? It also happens that his training, that you gave him, gives him 2 levels in a rogue, so he's actually pretty sneaky when it comes to that as well. He has a +8 to stealth, and he exceeds by leaps and bounds. After all of his modifiers, that's a 35.
Damn.
So the plan that you guys have set up is that you'll fly in, and you'll try to get in ahead of time, right before the main battle starts. So you can sneak. So you can be able to sneak pretty close up to the Imperial City. From the air, you can see that the caldera, as of a long dead volcano, rises from an ashen plain ahead. Along the cinder's cone, steeply sloped sides, thousands of creatures mill about or lining up in ordered infantry ranks. In the air above, dozens of chromatic dragons wheel and shriek like a flock of immense crows, awaiting the bloodshed of the battle to come. And you try to fly. Continue to fly under the radar. Let's see if any of them notice you. And let's see. So 2 out of 3 fail. So you did go undetected up to this point. You land. So as you're getting closer and closer, you can hear a trumpet sound from below, a long, winding cry. And you look back in the distance, and you can see that your army is now on the horizon. They are rushing to arms. You've made it most of the way, but as you get close to the city walls, an enormous figure, you hear the starts rising over the edge of the wall. You can the wingspan is over 120 feet across.
Holy shit.
It is. You see an ancient red dragon, and it is lifting up out of the city and is flying your direction. And on its back, you can see is a fortress. It is a small, basically pillbox that has been built on the top of this ancient dragon, and they have ballistas inside. And they are, if you realize that if that thing makes it over the top of your armies, they're finished. So,
Guys, we have an airliner heading our way.
do you continue under the radar, or do you head towards this ancient red dragon fortress?
Well, we got to take out these ballistas at the very least.
All right, so you will lose cover when you do so, because you're basically flying at this thing.
Let's do it.
Fuck it.
It's up to you guys. It's got to be a group consensus.
We're going to the Red Dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
All right, everybody roll me initiative.
We need a plan.
Kill it.
Mm-hmm.
You realize, like right up front, you're not going to be able to take out this ancient red dragon. What you could do is you could land on its back and fight and destroy the pillbox on its back.
Yeah.
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 Because that pillbox will be able to take out metallic dragons, whom you now see are flocking over your armies. They are coming
Sounds
in
like
by the dozens. And you hear the rush and cry of all the dragons as they streak towards their hated enemy. The sound is the sound permeates the very air. So, Smite, what'd you get?
11.
Tagwin.
What kind of check are we making?
22.
What are we making?
Nice.
Roll initiative. Are you not paying attention?
I must have totally missed that part. I was listening to him talk about the dragon and everything.
It's supposed to be cool. I'm trying. What'd you get for your roll there?
Oh, my initiative is 21.
21. All right. And looks like Gil will be joining Smite. Gil has a 15.
And what is it you said, a pillbox?
Basically, yes. It's a small fortress.
Is it strapped on with anything that we can see, like leather straps, or how is it secured?
Basically, it's chains. They're strapped on with large chains.
All right.
You can see that. You can see that actually wraps around the other side. They have actually put fastened a rope ladder to the outside of this dragon, and there is another pillbox on the bottom side. This thing is a flying fortress.
So can I scream out to Gil to use his acid breath on the chains?
So you can have Gil accompany you on the attack run, or you can tell him to scream it out, but if they've anticipated Gil being with you, they might have put some kind of coating on the chains. So you have a choice. You can either have Gil fly around and offering occasional support when his acid weapon kicks in, when acid breath kicks in, or you can have him join you in the fighting on top of the back of this ancient red dragon. So you guys are flying in right now.
Yeah,
you can see these huge wings lifting and falling on each side. The ancient red dragon has started to fly over your allied army and is beginning to spew a virtual tidal wave of flame over them.
Smaug, I want to attack the chains.
They're about as thick as your leg. So keep on hacking.
All right. Who's first?
In the meantime, let's see. So let me roll initiative for the what's going on here. Okay. A long time since you guys fought these guys, huh? Alrighty. Okay. All right, very good. So you land, and you're about 50 feet. Well, actually, it wouldn't be quite that long. So you're actually about 30 feet away from the pillbox itself. On the top side, you can see that the links themselves are about 4 inches in diameter or so. They are very strong. It would take you a long time to break them off, but you think that the key to actually breaking them loose would be probably inside the pillboxes themselves, an armored connection point.
Okay.
So you land on the ground, and you look around and you see that there are creatures inside. And even with your dark vision, it's kind of hard to see in there. You can Smite, with his dark vision, can see that there are creatures inside moving these ballistas, loading them, firing them. You can see one shot pierces a bronze dragon's flank as the creature cries out in pain. Tagwin, your initiative is up first.
Can I get to any of these creatures that begin to attack?
Well, the thing is, it's like a pillbox. There is a door. You can see that there is a door on one side of it, but you can run up to it if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna just run up. I'm gonna go into a rage, and
right. It appears locked. Try the door. It's locked. Doesn't have a handle on this side.
I'm gonna take out my axe and hack the door open.
All right, make me an attack roll.
I'm rolling great here today, guys. 13.
Okay. Roll damage.
Damage.
Okay. It actually reduces 10 of that, and the door takes 8. All right. Make me another damage roll. We'll actually just skip the attack roll because damage is what matters here. It is an armored door, and you are bashing it in.
12.
12. Okay. It takes 2 points of damage. You think it's about almost, it's not quite halfway bashed in yet. Next up is no relation. What do you do?
Are there windows on this thing?
There are slits.
Can I fit through them?
Your human form? No.
Giant eagle.
Giant eagle? Still too big.
Shadow.
No. And there's no way to get in there?
Well, if you
I'm
about to get in there.
Step, you could probably jump in there.
Do what?
Misty step would work.
Oh yeah, I'm about to Misty step my shit right up in there.
And then open the door for us.
Damn right.
Yes. So this
Hold on.
building is about 30 feet across, and it's roughly circular. It's like an oblong shape because the dragon is longer than it is wide. So you imagine there's a fair amount of space inside because
Like
they've
a
got to keep
football.
the ammo. They've got to have the ballistas that they're running. You can see that the creatures inside have noticed you, and that some of the ballistas are starting to turn your direction.
I'm going to go back to human form,
All right,
which I think is a bonus action to revert back.
it is.
It's not a full action. And then I'm going to drop a nice little gift of a fireball bead through the slit.
So you run up and basically clink, throw it in like a grenade.
Oh yeah.
That's so awesome.
And just like they used to blast out the pillboxes on the beaches of Normandy, this one.
Once you get inside, you can see that there are dozens of kobolds inside manning the guns. And you throw it inside, and let's see. There's an explosion. Smoke pours out the side. You can hear the crying out of at least 10 kobolds as they perish in the flames. And then you hear somebody make me a wisdom perception check. You hear somebody shouting inside.
Hold on, don't they get 8d6?
AP 6.
13 on wisdom perception.
I threw a fireball.
What about you? No relation.
A wisdom
Can you
perception.
ever roll lower than your passive wisdom perception?
Yes.
18 on wisdom perception.
Passive wisdom perception is if you have time.
My wisdom perception is a 22.
All right. You reckon? Well, you don't recognize anybody, but you hear a voice inside commanding the kobolds with authority not to be frightened and to open the hatch and to attack the or open the hatch, and that he will join them in the attack.
Oh,
Okay.
open the hatch is even better. I don't have to waste a Misty step.
Aren't they going to get a fireball bead in there?
Oh yeah, you've killed like 7 or 8 of them.
It's 10 of them.
Oh, I don't get the.
They have like 6. They have like 6 hit points. Are you gonna
Okay.
roll me 8d6? If you get more than 6, you kill like 7, 8 of them.
It's
So
impossible to get less than 6.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Is they just die.
Okay.
Yeah. So you throw that in, fire in the hole, boom. You hear a very commanding presence tell tell some of the kobolds to man the guns, and that he will head outside to attack the usurpers. All right, Gilatoranox. He is. Let's see. Do you want him to use his fire breath, his acid breath now, or do you want him to wait?
No, save it for the anchors.
Okay. So he can spray it on the or the anchors. You mean inside the building?
Yeah, the anchor points to knock these chains off.
Yeah. All right. So he's going to hold on to it because if he uses the acid spray, you don't know when he's going to get it back. All right. Smite, it is your turn.
Can he ready an action for when that door opens?
He could. The problem is that he's likely to get Tagwin because she's right up against that door, smashing it.
I thought he went inside. Is anybody inside and opened it for me?
No, not yet. There are enemies going to be coming out though.
Okay, fine. I'll just wait for them.
All right. Smite, it is your turn.
All right. So as we were flying in, I got like a good view of this pillbox, and landing where we landed and hearing that voice and seeing everything that went down before me, I have a general idea of where that commanding voice is.
It's coming from inside the bunker.
Right. So, I mean, I need to be able to see where I Misty Step to. So, do I need to?
You can see inside. Yeah, you can just see like it's not clear, but you can like if you wanted to Misty Step, you can Misty Step inside.
Okay, I'm gonna Misty Step to the voice.
All right, you Misty Step. You run and you leap and poof, in a puff of smoke, you reappear inside the bunker. And this is what you see. You are surrounded by 12 kobolds, and there are two half dragons. One of them is green, one of them is white, and they are wearing plate armor, and they are carrying great swords. One of them is carrying a great sword. One of them is carrying a glaive, and then one of them turns to you and says, "The prey comes to the hunter."
Okay.
You are actually immune to fear effects, right? So.
Oh yeah.
So their dread aura does not affect you.
Yeah. So how close am I to the door?
You are 10 feet away.
Okay. So do I see the handle on the door?
There is a handle, and there is a lock on it.
Can I? Would it take an action to slash at it with my sword, the handle and lock?
You can get the door open with an action. Yes.
Okay. So I'll spend that action.
That's not the problem here. The problem here is that you'll have to provoke an opportunity attack from one of these guys that you've Misty stepped into. And like 6 kobolds.
Okay, so I'll provoke opportunity from all of them?
From 6 kobolds and one of the knights.
All right, well then I will use my action to attack one of the. Hold on, actually,
There's pretty close quarters in here. It's about 20 feet wide. Well, it's probably like 20 feet wide, and it's about 35 feet long.
All right, I'm gonna
12 kobold and 2 of these guys. It's So make an attack roll.
Fuck. All right, y'all. So I can probably kill 2 of them.
Handicap yourself. You know.
Or I could abjure enemy and pretty much freeze one.
Eat me.
No, Hazron, you're staying right there in your sheath.
Yes, he's whispering to you.
I am going to take opportunity attack from all of them and open the door.
All right. Yeah, get your allies inside and get them fighting. That's an important thing. Okay, so you are going to take 6 attacks from kobolds. They have pack tactics.
Yeah, fuck them.
Because this is the final battle. If it wasn't just total bullshit, it wouldn't be worth it. Oh, let's see. First attack against you is going to be a 16.
Miss.
Second is going to be a 12. God. Again, I roll like crap. The third of 6 is going to be a 17.
Miss.
The fourth of 6 is going to be a 15.
At advantage.
I know. So far, the highest number I've gotten so far is a 13.
No,
I gotta shake these things up.
Oh, your attack tactics. Never mind.
Dang it. All right, so that's going to be a 14 for the 5th attack. And for the final kobold attack and their puny efforts to injure you.
I am no guard.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
barely.
Yeah, really, just barely.
You take 6 points of it's 6 points of piercing damage.
All right.
And then the Paladin of Tiamat attacks you. And he is going to use a smite if he hits. That is going to be a... Well, crap, I suck at this. That is going to be a 13 to hit you.
Miss.
All right, misses. So, give me a religion check.
Okay.
Give me an
I can do
intelligence
that. I'm
religion
good
check.
at those.
Now that you're inside and you can see these guys,
26.
these are Paladins of Tiamat. They are half-dragon Paladins of Tiamat.
Okay, so what do I know as far as like...
They're going to be able to smite. They are decked out in heavy armor, so they're going to have a high AC. They probably have a bunch of hit points each.
Do I suspect like what they're proficient in as far as skill level, like wisdom?
They're proficient in killing things.
Okay.
Yeah. They weren't going to send just anybody to lead the vanguard. So.
So am I.
All right.
Welcome to level 15, folks.
So it only takes 10 feet of my movement to get the door open, correct?
Yep.
So I still have 20 feet of movement.
Still 20 feet of movement. You are no longer
So I'm gonna
engaged,
get the door
and
open.
you use your action to open the door.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna look at the allies and be like, "Welcome to the party." I'm gonna turn back around to the half dragon that attacked me, and I'm gonna run straight back up to him.
Alrighty, and that's going to be your turn. Tagwin, the door is open. You
Okay.
see 2 heavily armored half dragons inside.
I can attack them, right? I'm gonna reach up to them. I can reach them.
Oh yeah, you're barbarian. You got huge amounts of movement.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll up to them, and because they're half dragons, if I can hit them, they get extra damage.
That I will. Yes, I
Because I got my dragon
will that flavor.
Okay,
They
so
are dragon enough.
27. That's a hit, right?
Oh yeah. They have 2-handed weapons and they're wearing plate armor.
Okay,
And you're raging, right?
I'm raging. Yeah. So
that plus 6.
yeah, no, 9.
No, 8.
She has a +2 great axe.
It's 9. Here. So my damage is. I rolled terrible for that. I rolled low.
You get to reroll 1s or 2s. No, not the dragon. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. 24 damage on my first hit.
All right, 24 damage it is.
Okay, second hit. Let's see if I can hit them. 15. Does that hit?
15 is a miss.
16.
No, 16.
16 is still a miss.
Oh, fuck.
And it glances off their armor.
Bummer.
They are, yeah. Like I said, this is it, guys. All right, that was your second attack.
Yes.
How many owls do we need?
The problem is you're not going to be able to fit the owls in here.
They can come in one.
They're not going to be able to do their dive bombing thing inside these close quarters.
Well, they could come in one at a time, dragging things out and dropping them.
Just like waddling it in like penguins and be like.
Suddenly, an owl. Suddenly, after that, another owl.
Yeah.
Suddenly, an owl.
I could summon giant eagles and just have them. We throw things. We grapple them out the door, and as they dive bomb and carry them off the dragon and drop them.
Grappling means their movement speed is 0, so you can basically pin them in place.
Oh, I can't drag them.
That would be like a shove action. That would be you'd have to contest them. I think you can move. What was it? You move them 5 feet in any direction. It actually takes up an attack action.
We shove them out the door, and then on the owls or eagles' turn, they just take them off. They fly away with them, and then drop them.
Yeah, you could try that.
Anyone?
I like that, but I think we could probably kill them easier.
Okay, let's kill them. Kill them!
All right. So, Tag, when you're done, no relation. It is your turn.
All right.
Because remember, while you're
Got my
trying to push them around, they will attack you, and they've got plenty of damage.
Okay. What's the count in the room? We have a Draco Paladin.
Yep, 2 Draco Paladins.
1 white, 1 green.
Kobolds.
And how many kobolds?
12.
That's a good
You
number.
can see that 7 are still smoldering in the corner where you had thrown in the bead. So you.
How about another?
Huh?
How about another bead?
Another bead would take out a whole bunch of them. You could use another bead and take out another 6 or 7.
Who's in there though? Smite's in there.
If you throw it far enough,
You get behind them.
let's see. It's really going to be a dexterity. Make me a dexterity-based attack roll, and basically because you're basically going to take this bead, and you're going to chuck it, and
I don't want to waste what I got. How about this? I'm going to. If there was a way for me to get a bead in there and not hurt Smite and Tagwin, I want to entangle in there.
entangle would work too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, get them damn kobolds all tied up.
They are very bad at strength checks, so yeah.
DC 17 save.
I'll say that you'll be able to get 8 of the 12 in the area,
Okay.
and possibly 1 of the paladins.
Okay, they're restrained.
The paladin succeeds. That's going to be a 24 on his strength check. Kobold, first 2 kobolds fail. Second 2 kobolds fail. They get a -2 for that, so it's an 11. Another 2 kobolds fail. And the last 2 kobolds actually make it up. So they are not restrained. So you got 6 kobolds restrained.
Okay.
Half of them.
All right. Item interaction. I'm going to pull out my healing staff and a rapier, and then I'm going to shillelagh the staff so I can use
As your bonus action. All right. Do you run into the bunker now, or do you stay outside?
I'm gonna stay on top for now, poised to come inside on my next turn, but I don't want to be a target.
Okay. Gil is still outside. He's pacing. He's like gripping the side of this dragon pie. He's trying to stay on as this thing is like this. Like right now, the floor is moving up and down. In fact, if this thing banks, you're probably going to have to make dexterity checks just to stay upright. So it's like you're on a ship in high seas. This thing is just rolling around all over the place. Gil is going to maintain his ready to action, unless you'd like him to spray acid inside the bunker. You can shoot a line of acid to take out a bunch of the kobolds.
Have him come into the bunker. He can get in, right?
He is large sized. He cannot fit through the door.
Oh, shit.
What's the collateral of an acid breath inside the bunker?
It would be pretty devastating.
But it's not going to get Smite or Tagwin.
It's a line of acid, so he can aim it. The problem with shooting acid as they come out the door, was Tagwin is already there, and they would be too close together. But if he can get up close to one of those ballista slits, he can fire the acid breath through there and take out a bunch of the kobolds.
Yeah, let him do that.
All right. We'll use acid breath. I believe that's 11d8 in damage. So the kobolds are just going to melt into ooze. They don't even get to make dex saves because they're going to die anyways.
Well, I'm sure some of them probably couldn't because they're restrained.
They're entangled.
Yeah. So they I think it was a disadvantage.
I'm not very familiar with it.
So that's 3, 7, 13, 21, 25, 33, 37, 40, 45, 48. And that's another 8. So for 56 acid damage.
Damn.
Let's see if the paladin makes his dex save.
Not in that plate armor, he don't.
Oh, but guess what? He gets to add his charisma modifiers to all his saving throws. Yeah, I'm doing that. So it's going to be a +2. Because normally his dex sucks. The +2 to this, come on, it's a DC 14 dex save. And he fails. So he takes all 56 acid damage.
Hell yeah.
And those white dragon just starts screaming and holding his face as his scales start melting. Holy crap. That's 56 acid damage.
Bitch.
yeah, pretty much.
Biatch.
Okay. Now that's Gil's turn. Smite, you're up next.
All right, so I'm engaged with the which one? The green one or the white one?
You are engaged with the green one. That was the one that that you provoked from.
Yeah. Okay.
You are not within range of the white one.
All right, so I am, as a bonus action, going to utter a vow of enmity against the one I'm engaged with.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have that soul of vengeance on that. Which means anytime he makes an attack, I can use my reaction to make an attack against him.
Okay, is that a bonus action?
That is a bonus action.
All right.
My vow. So then as my action, I'll attack him with pain, double-handed. Ready?
Don't forget you're still in range of the Drakhorn, so you're subtracting 1d4 from these attacks.
All right.
You haven't taken out the Drakhorn yet.
All right. 22 to hit.
Is that after the d4?
Oh, sorry. 21 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
And then
Guys, you need to take out that Drakhorn thing. It's going to be totally annoying.
so I'm going to say to him, this is how you use a smite.
All right. His instructional lessons.
So that's 14, 24, 33 plus 5, 38 total damage. I used a first level divine smite, but that's 3d8.
So that's 30. You said 38, 38?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Do you have any other? I'm sure you have other attacks. Yes.
Extra attack. That's not my bonus action, right? That's just an extra attack.
No. Yeah, you should have extra attack. You're
Yeah, I have.
you're a 15th level paladin. So
Crit.
all right, that's good.
I rolled at advantage too, mind you, because of the vow.
Which is why you use it.
Yeah, so that's a crit. All right. And does the D4 matter? I rolled a 3.
Oh no, it's a crit, so it's gonna
Okay.
hit regardless.
All right. So that's 9, 10. Oh, and I'm gonna use another first level divine smite.
You have to add some extra damage dice. Don't forget to double those.
Right. 10, 19, 26 plus 5 is 31, and I'm rolling the crit damage. 16, 19, 22, 26. 31 plus 26.
So that's going to be, what, 57?
Yes, and let me ask you, I have savage attacks as a half orc.
Which means you roll an extra
D10?
Yeah, you roll an extra D10 because it's
Okay, so
it's a D10 for your weapon for your longsword, right?
Right.
So you add an extra D10.
Okay, so I'm gonna add that now.
Just one extra.
Okay, that was a 7.
All right, so that's going to be 64 points of damage.
Yep.
He's bruised.
All right. So, that was my bonus and my action, and I won't use any movement. So I'm done.
I should point out this one's taken 126 points of damage so far.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. After Smite, the 4 kobolds, they are with their paladin nearby. They're going to bravely charge forward. They're going to attack you, Smite. So you're going to take 4 attacks at advantage.
Okay.
The other paladin is still shaking off his acid damage. That is going to be a 20 to hit for the first attack.
That's a hit.
Second attack is going to be an 18 to hit.
Miss.
Third attack is going to be a 16, which is going to be a miss. And fourth and final attack is also going to be a miss. So you're going to pick 1 attack.
All right.
From the kobolds. And that's 5 points of piercing damage.
Ooh. Ouch. I think I need a Band-Aid. I got a paper cut, y'all.
Yes. All right. So now it is the paladin's turn. What are they going to do? The one that you attacked. Let's see, actually, the one that is not yet engaged is going to move around. He is going to move up against and engage with you, Smite. He's going to angle himself towards the door as Tagwin is rushing in, and then he's going to use his cold breath.
Okay.
So let's see. I believe for this.
I thought I was already in there because I did damage to one.
Yeah, you're well. Yeah, you already did damage, but you're going to be in the range of this cold weapon. Okay. So let's see. I need you to make me Constitution saving throws, both of you.
Okay, Tagwin plus 3. Oh. This one's going to be close.
Okay. So damage is 10, 13, 16, 18, 19 for full.
What was the save on that?
The save is 13.
Oh, yes. I got a 14.
So you make it. So you both what'd you get, Rebecca?
16.
All right. So half of 19. So you will both take 9 points of cold damage. The paladin, the green half dragon paladin, is going to attack you twice. Smite is going to attack Tagwin once. But before he does that, he's going to use his bonus action to cast Divine Favor. To add an extra D4 to his attacks. Smite, your first attack on you is going to be an 18.
Miss.
Don't
Second
you have
attack.
action on him, Smite?
is going to be a 20 to hit.
That's a hit. What was that, Rebecca?
Don't you get a reaction if they miss you?
If they attack, I get a reaction. So yeah, I'll
Okay.
get to attack him once.
Yeah, do you want to do that now?
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to roll damage for him here.
Uh, 25 to hit. Or wait, hold on. I got the D4.
The D4.
22 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
I'm going to use a first level Divine Smite.
Yes, use all your spell slots in the first fight.
It's just first levels. I still got tons of second and third levels. What am I going to use first level for? I don't even have any first level spells prepared.
Yeah, because
So how much damage is that?
knowing how to would be good.
It's 22.
22? Okay.
Yeah.
In return, he's going to spend one of his second level spell slots for a smiting action. So you're going to take. It's going to be 10, 15.
He didn't hit me though.
No, the 24.
Oh.
No, was it 22? Well, the first attack missed. Remember, he made 2 attacks against you.
Oh, two. Okay, so
This
the
is the second attack. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that hit. So it's going to be 10, 15, 21, 27, 28, 29 points of damage.
All right.
That's part slashing, part necrotic. And then 1 against Tagwin.
Okay, are you attacking regular because I have my cloak of displacement?
Let's see. Good point. That's a disadvantage. So that would be a 5. The other was a 20 on the dice. So the other was a crit. That's very good.
Oh.
You would not want to be crit by this guy. All right. So that's both of the paladins' turns. And Tagwin, it is your turn again.
Okay, can I get to one of them to attack them?
Oh, you're already engaged with one of them. The
Okay,
green dragon paladin.
Okay, I'm still fighting him, so.
And now the
Did we
white
have-
one has moved up to smite. So you are on the other side of smite from the white dragon paladin. You are not engaged with the white one, but you are engaged with the green.
I'm 19 and 20 now. Okay. This is funny to say. 30, does that hit him?
30?
I rolled a 19 plus 11.
Well, I'd say add a negative D4 to that, but it's not going to matter. You hit him.
It's hilarious.
So, yeah, you hit the snot out of him. Roll me some damage.
Okay. $26. Do I still minus the D4 for the damage?
No, not on the damage, just the attack.
Okay, so that hit, the damage is a 26.
All right.
Or second attack. $17, does that hit him?
Minus the D4.
Oh crap.
A 17 would not hit him. So if you
I'm
subtract,
gonna
so
I'm gonna do my lucky dat. I'm gonna do that again. 18, does that hit him?
is that with the negative D4?
Oh shit. 16.
Miss.
Okay.
Bitch.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Next up is Gilatornox. Does his breath weapon re-engage? No. Still waiting on that. All right. Mike, you're next.
When does no
Sorry,
relation-
no relation. You're out.
All right. We got paladins and shit left.
Yeah, there's still 2 paladins. There's still 4 kobolds. Tagwin and Smite are both in there. It's fairly close quarters. Low ceiling. They didn't want that. They wanted it to have a low center of gravity, obviously, because basically an ancient red dragon is wearing this thing as a knapsack.
All right, I'm gonna. Can I get to the kobolds without having to push past a paladin or anything?
You can avoid the green dragon paladin, but the white one you'll get engaged with. But you can attack the kobolds.
All right, I'm just gonna.
It's too close to quarters to avoid them all.
All right, I'm gonna jump down off of. I was on the roof of the throwing.
Right, so you swing in the doorway.
All right, so I'm gonna do a running jump across the roof, and then I'm gonna jump and before I jump, I'm gonna item interaction both weapons away, and as I jump, I'm gonna bonus action the longbow into my hand and do kind of a flip and take shots into the open door at, I guess, kobolds.
Okay. You could also shoot your arrows through the slits as well. It will give them, however, shooting through the slits will give them +5 to their armor class.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
They're 3/4 cover.
Yeah.
So so you can shoot through the doorway.
Which side of the dragon was the doorway on? Facing towards his head or his tail?
The tail.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna jump off the roof, kind of flip, shoot at them through the doorway while I'm upside down, and then land on the tail.
Okay.
So the first attack at a kobold is gonna be a 16 to hit.
Kobold, yeah, that's going to hit.
And he's gonna
That's with the negative D4, right?
No. So 12 damage or 12 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
Okay, so
You can hear in the distance the constant droning, melodic hum of the drac horn as
And where
it
is that
slowly
horn?
crushes your soul.
where's that horn coming from?
It's coming from below in the Imperial City.
Okay, so that kobold just took 6 damage.
6 damage will be enough to kill that one.
And then another shot at the next one. Another 12 with the D4 minus.
Yep, another 12 will hit, and so we'll just say they insta pop because you're going to be dealing so much damage with these things.
Okay, so I just took out 2 more kobolds. That
Yep,
was item
2 more attacks that Smite and Tagwin don't have to worry about.
Yep. So, and now I'm on the tail, and I'm holding my bow out.
Yep. All right, Smite, it is your turn.
All right. Just gonna continue to attack the paladin. Yeah. Oh wait, I have advantage. It's a 27 to hit. Wait.
All right. Yeah, even with the
25.
negative D4, it's still going to hit.
25, yeah, with the D4.
Yeah, even with the negative D4, it's still going to hit. So,
It's gonna be 15 points of damage.
okay. I'll have to make a concentration check for all this damage that's been taken, and he fails, so he loses the divine aura.
Oh, nice. All right.
The extra D4 for damage anymore.
Extra attack. I'm gonna.
15 points of damage.
What's that?
Said it was 15 points of damage.
Yeah, I didn't do any divine smites.
Okay.
I'm going.
Bloodied, by the way. I should point out it's blood. He's bloodied, by the way.
I'm going to drop 5 on this roll. You said I don't have to do the D4.
You have to do the D4 for each attack. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
I thought-
negative D4 unless you crit.
All right, fuck it. I'm still gonna drop 5 on this. So I'm adding +5 to the roll instead of +10. I have advantage. Oh, nice. So with the negative D4, it's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right.
That's a good payoff right there.
Yeah. So that's 14, 19 plus 10, 29.
And with that, the green dragon paladin gurgles his last breath and slumps to the floor dead.
Yes. So can I attack again for my great weapon master feat?
You haven't used a bonus action, so yes, you can.
So where's the nearest? Is the other paladin?
The white dragon paladin is right next to you. He's fixing to skewer you with his glaive.
Well, I look at him and I say, "You're fucked," and I swing pain at him.
They have no fear. He roars in defiance at you.
It's going to be a 23 to hit.
That's with the negative D4?
That is with the negative D4.
All right, you will hit.
16 on the die, plus 10 is a 26, minus 3.
Okay.
So it'll be 17 total damage.
17.
Again, I did not use a divine smite. And is he within 5 feet of me?
Yeah. Like I said, this is like it's a pillbox.
Okay.
It's an elongated pillbox.
Good. I'm done.
Okay. All right. After your attack, the kobolds, they're going to attack no relation. Since they have the white dragon paladin in proximity, they both have pack tactics. That is going to be a 22 against your armor class, sir.
What are they attacking me with?
Daggers.
Oh, they're throwing them?
Nope, they're right up next to you. They're poking you with daggers.
Okay.
That's 3 points of piercing damage for the first one, unless you want to shield.
Nope.
All right. So you take 3 points of piercing damage. And the second attack is going to be a 16, which I don't think is strong enough.
Nope.
All right. So that's it for them. Yeah, they are weaklings. But they are good at soaking up resources. Now it is the white dragon paladins. He says, "You slain my brother! I shall end you!" And he's going to use, you recognize Blinding Smite as he comes down to attack you.
Oh, yeah, I've used that one before.
This is going to be a 25 to your armor class for his first attack.
Yep. It strikes
Constitution
true.
saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Okay, so I'll get plus 5. 20.
All right, you succeed. You are not blinded. But this is still going to be a bunch of radiant damage. So that's going to be 7, 11, 17, 23 for 27 points of damage, both radiant and slashing.
Mm. I bathe in the burn of the radiant damage.
Alrighty. And his spell goes out, and that's going to knock off a 3rd level spell for him. That is now gone. Let's see. Spend his bonus action. He's going to attack you again with the glaive. Spins it around. And you artfully dodge out of the way. And then he's going to spend his 3rd attack against no relation as he spins the blade back around your direction.
I get an attack on him for that.
Yes. Yeah, because your turn is already passed, so you get a reaction now. No relation. That is a 19 on the die for 26 to hit you.
Yeah.
No relation. You will take 13 points of slashing damage. What is your attack roll? Smite?
It is a 29. 28 with the D4.
Okay. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got him. So how much damage do you deal?
6 plus 5, 11.
11.
Oh, wait. No, I get to re-roll that too on the D10.
That's good.
Yeah. Hold on. That's better. It's 6. So 15.
15 points. All right. Still not yet bruised, actually.
Okay.
After that, you feel the ground shifting underneath you. Everybody make me dexterity saving throws.
Is no relation now in range of my aura?
Yes, all three of you are now inside this little bunker. And it's going to be I shall set the DC with a roll of this dice.
This one's
All right.
16.
So the DC is set. Give me your saving throws. Chris?
16.
Rebecca?
19.
And Nick?
+3.
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, +3 for my aura.
Oh, then mine's higher than 19. It's +3.
All right. Well, if you got above a 12, you make it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you guys are not knocked prone. The white Tiamat paladin remains upright as well, but all the kobolds go rolling back towards the other end of the pillbox. This is a forced movement, so it does not provoke opportunity attacks from you. But they are now disengaged, and they're just rolling. They're going to be prone about like 25 feet away from you. Alrighty, that's the end of the round. Tagwin, you are up.
I'm still fighting this guy, so I'm gonna hit him.
So you move around to attack.
Are we minusing the D4 still?
Yes, until you can silence the Drakhorn, you're going to take that penalty.
I want to lucky that then to hit him again and see if I can do better.
All right, second lucky point.
So 21 minus the D4. 21 does 19 hit him?
19 does hit, actually.
Okay, yay. All right, attack. Attack him. $27 damage.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit him again. Let's see if I can hit him.
Now the paladin is now bruised.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to hit him again. I don't know, and I don't think I hit him. No, I don't. I miss him.
All right. Next up is going to be no relation. You are just like the ancient red dragon shifted underneath you. You heard it scream, probably due to the ground-based attacks. Like they have So you can see dragons wheeling and cartwheeling, tearing each other up outside. Metallic versus chromatic, and you can see that there are now several holes through the ancient dragon's leathery wings. It's not enough to bring it down yet, but yeah.
Okay. Any kobolds left?
Let's see. Yeah, there's still two. They're 25 feet away.
All right.
You are currently engaged with the white dragon paladin, so any ranged attacks will be at disadvantage.
Okay. I guess I'll attack the paladin.
All right.
I'm gonna drop my bow, and I'm gonna item interaction my stuff at my.
All right. You pull out the staff and the rapier, and it's no big deal because you can bonus action the bow back to your hand. So.
Yeah. All right. So both attacks were a 18.
Is that before or after the negative D4?
It's going to be after, so no mistake. So, yeah. All right, so one of them actually ended up being, they both ended up being 12s.
Okay, the white dragonborn grins at you as you swipe left and right and miss both times.
Okay, here comes extra attack.
He says the presence of Tiamat is strong.
Okay, extra attack with the rapier with a 17 with the D4.
It's still a miss.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Gil gets his breath weapon back. You can see that at the other end where the kobolds are, you can see that the chain links come in. They meet at a huge pin right there on the other side of the pillbox. So you found the point that you need to have him spray with acid.
Focus fire that and let loose.
He can stick his head in and he can spray it, but one of you is going to get caught in the blast, or he can wait until this battle is over and you can make way for him.
Tell him to spray it through the slits on the bottom one.
Slits on the bottom one?
Are there enemies in the bottom one?
He can fly away and start attacking the bottom one if you want.
Yeah.
All right. You shout to him, get the other one, and he lifts up into the air. He backflips off, and then he dives down beneath the ancient red dragon. All right, Smite, your turn.
I'm gonna attack the paladin.
Okay.
19 to hit.
Is that after the D4?
It is.
All right, you get him.
It's gonna be 15 total damage. All right, extra attack. Um, 16, 13 to hit.
Nope. He grins wickedly as he parries your blow. All right, the kobolds. They. Do you have any other attacks, Chris?
Um,
You use your bonus action for anything?
Yeah, I don't think I can use my bonus action. I can't do another vow.
You don't have. How many channel divinities do you have left? Don't you get more at some point? Or is it just?
Let's see. Do I?
By 15th level, you start getting more of them, but channel divinity.
I think I just get those two.
It just says you have one. You have channel divinity requires saving throws. When you use an effect from this class, the DC is equal to your paladin's save level DC. Sacred Oath, Oath spells, channel divinity. Your oath allows you to channel divinity fuel magical spell effects. Each channel divinity option. Okay, so it looks like you only have one channel divinity.
Yeah.
All right.
I used it.
All right.
I'm good.
So the kobolds, they stand back up. They look at each other. They nod their heads, and then they fish slings out of their pockets, and they're going to pelt no relation. And I still roll like crap for them. Oh, that's right. They have the what is it? Yeah. That's still not going to help. I'm looking back at my notes. It's actually the Dracorn is actually giving them a 1d4 bonus to attacks and saving throws. It's Asbar Joss and his ritual that he's performing, and the Canton of Conformity that's giving you the negative d4.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. So his magic plagues you again. But if you can get down there and find him, then you can put it
We're gonna
in.
find him.
Oh, I got something to find him.
You could, like, if you have locate creature, right?
I have it, and I have it
cast a
prepared.
spell. It's like the spell spirit comes up and is like, "What would you like for me to find you?" An asshole. Anyway. All right. So the kobolds, they both fail miserably when they attack you. So no biggie. The paladin, on the other hand, he looks back and forth between the three of you, and he says, let me see. He says, if I'm going to go down, I'll take at least one of you with me. And he's going to attack Smite 3 times.
Okay.
So his first attack is going to be crap. That's going to be an 18. His second attack is a crit. And his third attack is going to be 11 plus 7 for an 18. So he misses you twice, but he crits you once.
Mm-hmm.
He's using a glaive, so it's going to be a D10 for his damage dice. And he is going to use a 3rd level spell slot, his last one, to smite you. So he's basically he knows that he's going to die, but you can see that there is just ecstasy in his eyes because he's going to take down Smite the Enforcer with his last breath.
Oh, he thinks he is.
Oh, he thinks he is. Let's see what we do here. So for his weapon damage, that's going to be 8, 12 for his weapon damage. And then for his smiting damage, so it's going to be 12, 15, 19, 24, 31. 31 plus another 15. So 44.
Alrighty.
No, it says 15. So no, sorry, 46. He deals 46 points of damage to you. And he's out of 3rd level spell slots. And you know personally, Smite, as a paladin, he probably doesn't have that many. So, and that is going to be all of his attacks. Next up is going to be Tagwin.
All right, let's get this guy. He's gonna die, hopefully. $26, does that hit him?
Is that with the negative D4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay.
Wow, you can. That extra strength really does help out, doesn't it?
Yeah. And because of the Dragon Slayer too, that helps.
Yeah.
$28 damage.
Bloodied now.
Okay, let's see if my second attack will hit him.
All right.
It does not.
Well, you know the magic number is 18. You have to get an 18.
Yeah, there's no way. I rolled a 3 plus 11. That's 14 minus whatever. That's not going to do it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. That's 2 attacks. You're still raging. Ooh. Anything else? All right. Nick, no relation is up.
All right. That dude's bloodied.
Yes.
$18 with the D4 minus.
Yep, that's a hit.
9 damage with the rapier. Okay, a 14 14, so that's not going to hit with the
No.
quarterstaff. So extra attack follow up with the rapier for a 20
Yeah, 20 will hit.
for another 8 damage.
Ooh, hurt. All right. At the end of, let's see. You can hear, you see that in the distance that Gil has finished his attack run, and he comes swooping back the other side, and you see another black dragon crash into them. They both go hurtling towards the ground.
No.
Alrighty. So I will roll and see. Yeah, so he drops out of sight. Smite, your turn. You can look at his reptilian eye is just blazing with hatred as he's staring up at you.
So wait, we saw Gil?
Yes, you just saw him. You saw the telltale scar on his face, and you saw another black dragon crash into him.
All right, so I'll attack this paladin in front of me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
See, Gil wasn't attacked at first because they were confused. The other dragons were confused, but when he started attacking cultists, that was a giveaway.
A 20 to hit on my first attack.
Yeah, is that with the negative D4?
It is,
All right.
and it is a total of 12 points of damage.
Okay. Still up, but just barely.
And then I'll do extra attack,
All right.
and that is going to be a 22 to hit.
That's a be a hit.
18 total points of damage.
And that will finish this one off as you run him through with this sword and just flick him off the ground.
Okay, now what I want to do is Misty Step to Darkmane on the outside of the pillbox and use all of his movement to go straight to the black dragon that's holding Gil.
All right, so you use another Misty Step to poof out of the building. Darkmane wasn't just standing around, but he was small enough to try to avoid detection for some part of it. And you can hear him whinny at you from below the dragon. You leap off the tail, you fall, and Darkmane catches you on the saddle and whisks you off towards Gil and the other black dragon. And that is where we'll conclude tonight. So the battle has commenced.
Yay.
All right. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll be back next week with the next part of Herald of the Dragon Queen.